And welcome back to the Collegiate Tetris League Round 5. Purdue A and Michigan A are going to be facing off in an explosive duel between the two teams. My name is Cowbow SP, and I'm joined here by my co-commentator, Badgoblin.
Pleased to meet you.
The first time I've met you, you're super famous, man. I love your 4-wides, your PCOs. You're quite an amazing player, and I'm super glad to be in a comms booth with such a legendary Tetris legend.
I heard you actually, you recently won some awards, is sort of the buzz that I heard. No, you didn't?
No.
Okay. That was just sort of, I must have been misinformed.
It's someone else. It was someone else.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm super glad to be back coming for UBC Esports. Thanks again to Purdue for having us on. And it's I don't know, CTL has been fantastic so far. Big matchups between all these teams. But in particular, the A side of the bracket are going to be the teams that are a little bit higher up in the Tetra League ranking here. So both of these are the best players of their respective universities.
For sure. It has been super interesting to get a look at this format because I love that it adds a layer of sort of macro strategy outside of the Tetrio matches themselves. Like, you could have someone absolutely sweep, and it could end up being a bad thing for your team because it was not a player who should have gone against that opponent. And I think that's so interesting.
Yeah. A bunch of the teams battle dynamics really coming in where you won't see in other tournaments because most of them are just 1v1 format, and that's that. If you win, you win, and if you lose, you lose. But we've definitely seen CTL teams use team dynamics to their advantage by strategically putting in players for certain spots or even throwing matches in other times. But I believe that the rule set has been patched, so that is a less effective strategy.
Absolutely. And hey, I'm excited to get into this.
Absolutely. Yeah, right now, if you guys aren't familiar with the format, it is a 5v5 battle where both teams will put out a randomized starting player, and whoever wins the match has to put out a player first, and then the opposing team can counter pick. I think there's also another thing about buying picks. Do you recall the exact?
Yeah, so let's say I win a set, but I really want to be able to counter pick for the next set. I don't want to have to put out a player first. I could change the score of the last match to 6-7 in my opponent's favor, giving them essentially a 2-point swing because they'd get the match point. But in exchange, I would get the ability to counter pick back from the other team.
I see. Very interesting. But, speaking of the picks here, I believe, do we have our first match here? Is it Epic Elix versus FP?
Love the classic EPIC showdown, you swap a few letters, practically the same. That said,
can't spell FP without Epic, right? Yeah.
So true. This is going to be a bit of an uphill battle for ECB. Staring down an X rank, never an easy task, but we'll have to see how they handle it.
Getting into the warm-up here, gonna have to see how these players face off. It's going to be some pretty quick TSD openers here. Nothing too crazy for both sides, but ECB definitely receiving a little more garbage they'd probably like off the start.
Absolutely. Rough team misdrop there, but they were able to get out, and now they are trying to get down to this clean garbage. Getting a pretty good combo, and they've opened up the well, and now it's Epic who's on the back foot, forced to cancel off. They're not going to be able to build up any sort of surge for future plans.
Yeah, actually definitely doing their best with that surge, as you said, building some back-to-back 3 with a nice LST shape, continuing into back-to-back 4. Back-to-back 5 is now online, and Epic Elix doesn't have too much of a problem with it so far. 20 spike, not going to kill them.
Yeah, but it did force Epic to break surge there. That is important in surviving this counter spike because we can see there's so much clean garbage to be had on Epic's board. ECB being pushed up all the way to the top, firing back, but giving that clean garbage may actually come back to bite them. Epic looking for the kill here. Are they going to be able to find it?
Yeah, ECB's looking so hard to survive here. -8 on the back-to-back. Epic Elix has some insane potential for damage. ECB's trying their best, and Epic Elix does have to break their back-to-back chain, giving ECB some more time to survive here.
Yeah, this has been some excellent defense so far on the part of ECB. Almost 0.4 PPS down, but still managing to hold off these attacks, build up some surge of their own. This is just great macro all around.
Yeah, ECB, big misdrop on ECB's side. Going to need to use all their downstacking power to survive this huge spike from Epic Elix at the bottom of their board. ECB doing their best, accessing some clean, but they still have a little bit of cheese to address, which they do in quite spectacular fashion.
Wow. Outstanding combo find there, getting all the way down through that cheese and turning into an attack of their own in order to take the warm-up round. Alright, well, if Epic Ewik was going into this completely prepared for an easy win, they have definitely reconsidered after that warm-up round. Ekpi, no slouch.
Absolutely. If Ekpi was in Puyo Puyo Tetris, they'd call him EkPPP.
True.
And starting off the game here, we have a TK versus a PCO. Epic Ewik not going to find the solve, and instead... Oh, never mind, they do have the solve. Going for 1 PC, 2 PCs coming in, but not enough to kill, as it is Season 2 so far.
That out of order... Oh no, I was going to say that out of order... I'm losing my mind. That out of order STSD to try and preserve back-to-back worked out great, but misdrop right after that going to undo their hard work. Trying to find their way down. Bit of an awkward queue, though. Going to have to put some holes in their stack. Ekpi also struggling a little bit here. Kind of some spaghetti on both players' boards after the first round. Trying to get back into the swing of things here, but Ekpi is looking so cheesed up at the moment.
Yeah, both players doing their best to just kind of clean up and finally get the board state they need to send out some good attack. Ekpi seems to be reaching it first, going down on the board. Epic Ewik, though, has a lot of cancel, able to fight back against Ekpi's AP Empress.
Absolutely, and we can see Epic going a lot slower than that first round. They were going almost 4 PPS prior, but now they've slowed down to 3, maybe taking a more methodical approach, adapting to Ekpi's excellent defense as we saw before. We'll have to see if it pays off. Ekpi trying to find some combos to keep on living right now, but going to have to do better than that if they want to get back into the driver's seat of this match.
Yeah, Ekpi doing it as the best they can for this down stack. A little bit of a struggle finding the eye pieces they need for that attack, but able to get down nonetheless. Big misdrop with the S piece on Ekpi's board, setting for T-spin, but it is not enough, and Epic is going to be taking the first point for the match.
Alright, there we go. 1 on the board, and remember, in this format, every point matters. It does not... normally, it doesn't make a difference if you beat someone 7-0 or 7-6, but in this... just getting that point is a win quite literally in and of itself, so it is important to stack on any points you can here. And speaking of stack on, Ekpi stacking on this almost mechanical TSD type shape, getting up to Surge 8 here. This is going to be super dangerous if Ekpi can't do anything about it. Might be sending
so
it off
tough
here.
for Ekpi. Big Surge coming out, 300 versus from Epic Ewik, and they're all going to take a second point for their team here. It is looking a little bit tough for Umich right now, but I'm sure Ekpi can make this comeback.
Absolutely. We have to see... Oh, we're seeing again. Dude, Epic loving this absolutely insane STSD opener. Ooh, almost made a misdrop there, but was able to fix it with a nice, smooth spin. Getting down to that clean garbage, canceling off the incoming attack, and we have suddenly gotten back to a pretty even board state all around. Ekpi looking to start building up some attacks of their own as Epic misdrops.
Yeah, I will say Ekpi's got some great awareness, noticing that they're the lower ranked player and playing a lot more defensively against Epic, because, you know, if they greed too much and they don't have the APM or the power to cancel it out, they're going to instantly be topping out. So definitely some good defensive gameplay from Ekpi so far.
Absolutely, and speaking of defensive, they are going to have to be on the defense pretty soon here, looking for this misdrop, but they managed to turn it into a multiplier quad at the last moment, canceling off of that T-spin. Excellent work to stay in this match, and they open up to the clean garbage.
Yeah, speaking of the clean though, Epic Ewik using all of their clean with a huge 20 spike, taking a 3-0 lead against Ekpi.
Sources are saying it was not necessarily commentator's curse. It could have been unrelated simultaneous phenomena. We were waiting on a readout. Anyway.
I agree with the diagnosis. Fully agree. But I think the diagnosis might be death here for Ekpi if they're not able to stop Epic Ewik's attacks here. Big STSD coming in again. We've seen this opener many times from Epic, but Ekpi is adapting to it, sending out a lot of garbage and doing their best to break the back-to-back that they have.
Honestly, a super interesting setup. Seems like they can transition it into loops if it benefits them, or just get into a clean stack afterwards. A very versatile opener. It's stuff you love to see.
Absolutely, and you know, it's always nice to see an opener that isn't just the same old stick spin every single time, you know. Can't say the same for me, but yeah.
I know someone in chat getting ready to say STBC is different, and I will kill you. Anyway, back to the match. Ekpi setting off a 16 spike. Oh my god, but a 16 right back, and that 200 APM is going to seal the deal, bring it up to 4-0.
So tough. Ekpi trying to cancel with an eyepiece, become the 4, but they did not have enough time for that. probably going to have to adapt because Epic Umich does have the speed advantage when they want to.
Hey, here we go. Bit of a multiplier on Epic's side. Ekby setting up such a clean stack, but had to use the T to do it, and that made all the difference. Just a little bit too slow there. The speed advantage for Epic, making all the difference at that moment.
Yeah, Ekby doing their best to just find any kind of point for the team here. Umich really needs at least something on the board at the moment, but Ekby doing their best to find his down stack in the meantime.
Ekby keeping it pretty clean, but does need to find their way out and fast. They do not have the time to be dilly-dallying at row 16 here. They have got to find a way down through this cheese. Epic getting back to the bottom of their board, looking to capitalize with an attack, but unfortunately making that misdrop. They fix it up, but it's going to put them in an awkward position to try and finish Ekby off. Ekby, this is your chance. You got a down stack.
This is a really, really tough spot for Ekby, doing their best, finally open with a clean board. What is Ekby gonna do? Receiving some more garbage, trying to cancel it out, and it seems like Ekby is going to be going for some back-to-back building in the meantime.
Absolutely. ×4 already. That is going to be the start of Surge, and they send it off in a bit of a spike. Now Epic looking a bit cheesed as well. Both players trying to find a way out to the garbage. Ekby, great spin to survive there. Are they going to be able to keep on doing that? Epic making a bit of a misdrop, but cleaning up the stack just as fast.
Ekby's at the top of the board, but manages to recover it in time, and Epic does have a bit of cheese that they have to deal with, while Ekby builds up a little bit of back-to-back. That's pretty tough for Epic at the top of the board, and Ekby is now taking the first point for Umich so far. 5-1 lead, not looking too great for them, but definitely nothing that Ekby can't come back from.
Absolutely. We saw how calm and collected they were in that warm-up match. They'll have to try and tap into that again. Oh no, but that might not be the most calm and collected decision they've ever made. Misdropping the PC there. Still looking to finish them off after Epic misdrop, but if they can't, they're going to have to deal with a lot of incoming garbage. Right as I say that though, Epic misdropped one more time, and now things are looking a bit dire once again. Ekby looking to build some kind of attack to capitalize, but going to make a misdrop of their own.
Yeah, oh, speaking of misdrops, Ekby cannot afford one, and this huge J misdrop at the top of Ekby's board is not what you want to see. Taking them to match point. Epic only needs one more point to close us off here.
Alright, it's time for the age-old question. Are you a choker or are you a closer? We have Ekby stepping up to the plate to try to prove that it is the latter here, but this mechanical TSD type setup coming out again. Epic looking to finish them off early and often, but they may have compromised their stack in the process. That is the height difference, which symbolizes bad parity, and that means they have a bad attack stack. They've got to cancel out of that.
Yeah, but speaking of canceling, Ekby is going to do some canceling if they want to survive, but they can't find it in time, and Epic Umich is going to take the first game for their team here. Absolutely phenomenal games from both players. I definitely think that Epic locked the heck in after their warm-up. Seeing that Ekby is a dangerous opponent, not doing anything to give them any breathing room.
Absolutely, and that was truly an epic first match, but it is only 1 of 5, and there will be plenty of time for Umich to get back into this overall game. They are going to have to choose carefully in their counter pick. Purdue, though they did get the initial match, will now be forced to send out a player first.
Yeah, once again, a whole bunch of strategy goes into the game, not just within, the test reel playing, but outside of the block stacking too. So right now, the score is not looking great for Umich, but they do have the counter pick, which gives them a slight advantage in the next match here.
Absolutely. Looking at just the standings going into this, Umich definitely the underdog in this match. Seed 3 is Purdue and seed 11 is Umich, but they have been getting a strong showing this season. So far, they've got some very solid match wins, and they are looking to add another one to that catalog. But it will all come down to the decisions of the players and the captain. And it seems Purdue has made their next pick.
It's going to be, yes, up against an unknown player. That's definitely pretty tough. X rank 22.7. Not going to be a slouch to defeat, for sure.
Absolutely. 20-second sprint here and 877k blitz. You know this is a player well-versed in all aspects of the game. Now, looking at it, they were U-rank last season, so honestly, that's a pretty good indicator that they're pretty good at all-spin in and of itself, because if you've gone up, you've got to have a pretty solid handle on the Season 2 mechanic.
Absolutely, and I also had to look this up, but Buldak is ramen, Korean ramen, if you guys are not familiar. IS is a Buldak aficionado, so we'll have to see if they have those spicy teaspoon setups as well.
Yum. I'm just hungry now. Hungry to get into this next match, so we're waiting to see who Umich sends. They've got some options here. Cyan Cyber. Oh, Cyan Cyber submitting themselves. That's what you love to see. The Giga Chad, the captain, the general at the front lines of the army, stepping forward to fight the next battle. They are not waiting in the back to see what happens and how it shakes out. They are stepping up to the plate and up to play.
Yeah, Cyan Cyber's quote, very interesting. NYU does not have a furry club. Well, good to know for all the furries in the audience.
I love pointing out that it doesn't exist. I love like just bringing attention to the fact that it is for sure not a thing.
Yeah, well, we know that for sure. And going into this match, huge LST from IES so far. And Cyan Cyber building up a pretty sizable stack on their own side.
Yeah, I have some experience playing with Cyber myself, actually, and I can say that if you let the APM run wild like that, you will not survive for long. This is a player who knows how to use clean garbage and who knows how to build a clean stack. And that is not a player that you can afford to make a mistake against no matter what your rank is. So IES will have to be locked in and paying attention to make sure they don't get caught unawares with a 20 spot.
I totally thought you were gonna say you had experience being in the furry club, and I was like, that's crazy, man. I didn't know that. Like, good for you, but you know, yeah.
But we know there isn't one because they specify. And why would they specify that there isn't one if there was one? You
can always start it, man. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But speaking of starting a
change
game
you want to see in the world.
Cyan Cyber has a huge season set up. Pretty nice, that's a clean board. Back-to-back 4 online for Cyan Cyber, and IES looking to clear up their own board on the other side.
IES taking it a bit slow here, trying to think through their decisions, but it could be costing them as they're taking it pretty slow, pretty high up on the board. Cyan Cyber caught outright with no T-spin setup though, all T's, no spin, and that is going to send them off round 1.
Yeah, the cost is going to be pretty high, just like the cost it took to hire Cowbow and Badgoblin for the commentary today, right? Right, production?
So true. my $500 commission is going to be hitting tonight. And speaking of hitting, hit with his attack, oh my god, that's the Cyan Cyber effect right there. 187 APM in a matter of moments. No opener needed, no loop getting it done. You are just done for.
Yeah, but the game's not done for right now. Cyan Cyber going with the SDPC spin. Love to see a classic opener, and oh my goodness, what is the setup in Cyan Cyber? I've never seen that extension off of SDPC. Very, very interesting T-spin setups. And both players are going to have to deal with a little bit of cheese on their board and try and fix up before they can send properly.
Yeah, unfortunate misdrop there from Cyan Cyber. Might have wanted to send a finishing attack, but this is going to give IS hopefully time to get down. Though maybe not if they're not able to access their stack, but a great combo keeps them alive for the moment and gives them enough time to hopefully get down to this clean garbage. They are still down.
Needs to find this kill here, doing their best, pressuring them with all they can, but it doesn't seem like it's enough as IS has a wonderful down stack, cleaning up the board, and now activating some back-to-back. Cyan Cyber could be on the back foot depending on their speed here. And it seems like IS is going to send over their surge pretty quick and inject some cheese onto Cyan Cyber's board.
Yeah, and those who are either plonking or paying attention in the audience will have noticed that Cyan Cyber absolutely did wait to accept that clean. If he doesn't have to build an attack because you're going to build it for him, he will absolutely take that opportunity. And just like that, the counter spike comes in and Cyan Cyber goes up 2-1.
Cyan Cyber doing a fantastic job, I might add. U rank versus the next rank, definitely a daunting scenario for them, but they're doing their best under pressure and sending this SCPC spin out as fast as they can.
Yeah, IS here looking to capitalize with a big spike off of the opening. Cyan Cyber a little bit out of position in terms of the stack, had to burn 2 eyepieces trying to get out, but they do manage to hold off the assault for now, and IS going to have to find another kill another day, and another way down.
The down stack just in time, IS surviving, but this huge team misdrop is not what you want to see, and Cyan Cyber taking a 3rd point against IS. Honestly, the underdog story, I'm all here for it. Fantastic showing so far.
Looking to turn this IS to an oh no so far. This is not the scoreline you want to see, and Umich may be making a comeback fast.
Yeah, once again, leaning into the counter pick thing, you'd think that you'd pick someone good enough to beat the X rank if you are Umich trying to pick, but it seems like they picked the right person for the job here. Cyan Cyber doing a fantastic job, clearing up their board on both sides, and both of them trying to find some kind of APM in order to send.
Absolutely. And we can see Science Cyber getting sent a lot of clean garbage, going to try to get down to access that. And yes, just misdrop. That is not a good time. And that is not a good second misdrop either. They're not going to be able to even get the greed setup they were looking for off in time. 4-1 Science Cyber.
And no TNQ for IS is not what they want to see there, but I'm sure they're going to be doing their absolute best in order to come back here. Looks like an LXD shape coming out from IS. Pretty nice so far, but they are going to break it for a little bit of ball spin, unfortunately.
Almost a color clear coming in there from IS, but they're starting to build up a surge, and this is such a clean stack at the bottom of the board. Cyber now, for seemingly the first time in this match, on the back foot of the clean sends. They are on the receiving end, and it is not nearly as fun as being on the sending side.
Yeah, Science Cyber struggling with a little bit of cheese on the board, and IS pushing to find this punish right here. Big Tetris coming in. Science Cyber cannot handle it, and they are going to be topping out, taking IS to their second point.
Alright, we'll have to see if they can keep this momentum going and mount some kind of comeback here. Dropping the fabled letter Q in chat. That's what you love to see. A sign of strength and maybe even an ancient ritual. Depends who you ask. But we'll have to see how it benefits them this match. Oh my god, 16 spike off rip coming out from Science Cyber with a little bit of help from Surge. Not going to be able to find the kill there though, and they will have to downstack as a result.
Yeah, speaking of downstacking, Science Cyber continuing the downstack here as IS pushes their offense. Back-to-back sixes online for them. Science Cyber pushed up to the top, but a huge downstack cancel means they're going to be able to stay in the game for just a little longer.
Absolutely, Science Cyber here trying to set up a cleaner board than they've got right now. Pulls off a nice J-spin to clean it up, but it is unfortunately too little too late. IS going to send over some more pressure and get things done, bringing it up to 3-4.
Yeah, both players definitely have the potential to send huge spikes to their opponents that are enough to top them out. So whenever the board state's compromised, they're always going to be in a really tough position against the other player's offense so far. Speed of offense, 17 spike with Science Cyber coming out. IS is full of cheese on their board, but they're doing the best to build on top of it and send down at the same time.
Absolutely, trying to set up a little bit of back-to-back play. They're not going to be able to get anything after the T-spin single, but they do have a pretty clean board state coming out of it. Unfortunately, that misdrop on the L is going to do wonders in ending that clean board state that we just mentioned. They managed to open up the stack, but they had to spend some resource to do that, and we're going to have to see if Science Cyber can capitalize.
Yes, going with a little bit of plonk, but unfortunately, the T misdrop on the left side of the board is not what you want to see in their scenario. And Science Cyber is only 2 points from taking this game.
Yeah, just taking a look at the overall scoreline here, 6-11, already much closer than match 1 would have had you believing. And so far, yes, not really seeming to find the answer to Science Cyber's pressure. Going to have to adapt fast, because there's not too much of this match left if Science Cyber has his way.
Yeah, speaking of Science Cyber, big attack coming in, 17 spike, but yes, almost cancels all of it here. Fantastic defense so far, and both players are at a pretty clean board state and continuing to try and build up some offense.
Absolutely. One thing we've been seeing throughout this match so far is that players are opting for spikes rather than surge. They're not trying to get that slow burn going where they overpower you over time with consistency. It is about one decisive send that seals the deal. And so far, it's seeming like that may be what IS is trying to change on back-to-back times 7 right now, and they send it over in a 15 spike to finish them off.
Yeah, very nice use of surge in order to supplement their spike here. As we said, big attacks are all the difference, and this season's change with back-to-back has made it so Surge is more of a one-shot cannon than a gradual flowing, I would say.
Absolutely. Science Cyber here, setting off a strong early attack, but may come back to bite them, and they did not find the kill, and that is going to leave IS with a very clean board state. Excellent Z-spin double there to preserve back-to-back as well. Science Cyber just looking to cancel out and open up to some of this clean, but the J misdrop not going to be doing them any favors in terms of the clean board state, and IS has a prime opportunity to capitalize.
Yeah, Science Cyber's not too far from the garbage though. Does have a couple blocks to open up, and they do just in time as IS sends over a huge spike. Science Cyber dealing with a bit of cheese on their side, and IS looking to use some back-to-back all-spin in order to get some more offense out. Science Cyber's got it on the back foot here with back-to-back 6 broken on IS's side.
Absolutely. Yes, right now in a great position to capitalize. The 16 off of the Mole, and Science Cyber does not have the cancel to get rid of that, and they are tied up. Yes, bringing it to an even game for the first time this set, 5-5.
It's really going to come down to whichever player is more consistent with the offense and with their defense here, doing their best to find a nice attack in time. Doing the nice attacks though, Science Cyber, big SDPC spin extension over here, and they're going to get back-to-back 4 online. Nice start for them.
Absolutely, but the question is, how will they finish? Science Cyber having to get pretty out of position in order to try and maintain a board state here. Not going to get too much for their efforts, and yes, just using the old reliable 09 stack, and they've opened up into a pretty clean well, canceling off some of the incoming garbage as well there, building up a fractal. It seems like this may be a play to try and get a surge going, but no, they send it off.
Speaking of the sends, I really noticed that IS is using some plonking and waiting to send at the opportune time in order to cancel off Science Cyber's garbage, resulting in a little bit of a cleaner board for them so far. Yeah, Science Cyber does have some keys to downstack through, but it's nothing they can't get for the time being.
Sure, and now, yes, stacking all the way back down. Again, just going back to this classic 9-0 or 09 shape. It puts them in a great position to receive these sends from Science Cyber, and it seems like that adaptation is doing them wonders in staying in this match, as they have now taken their first lead and are at match point.
9-0, more like 9-0 for Science Cyber. Definitely maybe lock in here, going with an SCPC, tried and true, an IS with their LST-like shape on the other side. It's looking pretty even between both players. Big spike from Science Cyber. IS at the top of the board, but has a lot of clean to capitalize on if they can get it out in time.
Love the L-spin there. Just add a little bit of that back-to-back bonus on. Get any extra damage out you can. Squeeze the efficiency as best as you can. But, yes, not going to be able to find the kill there. And now Science Cyber has so much clean garbage, they can just get a solid footing. But this 22 spike, not going to be solid for them at all. And IS has maintained a clean board state coming out of it. This is huge APM. They're going 3 PPS now as well. They are getting in their element, and Science Cyber needs to knock them out of it fast.
The pressure from IS was absolutely insane, but equally insane was Science Cyber's defense. However, the cheese is looking so bad for Science Cyber, and that will be the game. Unable to downstack, IS capitalizing on their fantastic board state and using their APM to just out-leverage Science Cyber. But a fantastic showing from both parties, nonetheless.
Absolutely, and hey, Science Cyber repping a strong showing for Umich nonetheless, but these set points do add up. A 1-point bonus doesn't seem like that much, but over multiple games, that can be almost a full extra set's worth of score. So Umich is going to have to lock in and get some wins on the board if they want a chance of coming back in this overall match.
Definitely really tough, but... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're all good.
Definitely very tough for Umich A, but, you know, they do have their second counter pick coming up here, so I think against an X-rank, Science Cyber did as much as they possibly could for their team with their disadvantage. So hopefully by putting Science Cyber in a U-rank means that they have other players that are ready to take the following matches here.
Absolutely, we'll have to see what these picks end up being, and it seems like we've got Purdue's next pick. It is Tilvit, and we'll have to see who Umich sends against them.
Tilvit's bio says, crazy how Tetrio players can climb 30 kilometers in game, but not in real life. I don't know if climbing 30 kilometers counts, but I did go climbing with the other famous commentator, Skyfire, the other night, and my arms are still tired. Like, I can't move. I couldn't open my car door. It was so bad.
No, that's so real. Look, all I got for my troubles is RSI and dreams, okay? I don't have the kind of physical athleticism necessary to do that. I can't even climb 30 kilometers. Like, really? Are we talking about Zenith Tower? Because I don't know, man. You get any mods on, I might be cooked. I might need 60 runs for the 30k.
Oh, God. And on the other side, Hydra King plays with a Switch Pro controller.
That's awesome.
That's psychopathic.
I would love to see that setup. I would love to see how that's jury rigged up.
Definitely going to be an interesting matchup. Tilvit does have the TR advantage, as well as just general stat-wise, but, you know, maybe the Hydra King's going to put the Pro in the Switch Pro controller. Who knows?
Let's find out. Getting into our warm-up here.
Like PCO versus DT Cannon, this is a pretty classic matchup here.
I was gonna say, tale as old as time.
Yeah, it seems like neither player has too much of an advantage at the moment. A lot of clean to work with, but they're gonna have to access it first. Taking a nice count of 4 here, 13 spike coming out, and Tilbit has an equally good down stack on the other side.
Absolutely. One thing to notice off the bat, Tilbit made some very interesting all-spoon decisions in order to preserve back-to-back here. You might be trying to pick up on that if you are a Hydra King and adapt to the fact that they are definitely going to have at least a cursory knowledge of all-spin. That is something to think about, because if you could maintain that surge, you could have a spike ready and waiting at any given moment.
Well, they got a cursory knowledge of all-spin, I just have a curse knowledge. I never learned that stuff because, you know, Season 2 came around and I was like, oh, you know, I can manage without. I'm not, but hey, you know, one day.
Hey, I don't know, man. I've been managing to lose just fine with them.
But we'll see which player is going to be managing to win or lose in this matchup right here. Hydra King going with a little bit of a down stack here to access the clean, and Tilbit, nice PC on the other side.
Yo, the PCO into Flonk for the clean is crazy work. That is a Season 2 exclusive strategy. At post-PC damage nerf, you can do that now. This is new tech, and it is being put to insane use. 160 APM after waiting for like 3 seconds is awesome. That is new tech.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they have any other tricks coming up in this match here. Really nice LSD. They're all going to cancel out though, Tilbit deciding instead to go down on the board. Probably a bit of a safer option. Just not going to pay out too bad for them.
Absolutely, but speaking of too bad, it is too bad about Hydra King's stack right now. They have made several misdrops, manages to find a quad, and they are staying alive for the moment, but they have got to try to burst down as best they can. 2.3 PPS not going to be doing them any favors, but they do manage to find the quad that time, and they are still alive.
Oh, this eye dependency on Hydra King's side is so rough for them, but maybe it paid off, able to cancel out just in time for this next attack here. Well, Hydra King's survival is definitely not optimal, but it's what they need in the moment, I suppose.
Absolutely. Hey, if it works, it works. Dead men can complain about optimization no longer, so they have got more time to survive and more time to make better down stacks in the future, and it seems they are looking for a better down stack right about now as they find this multiplier in order to keep weathering the storm of Tilbit's pressure. That said, you cannot outlast Surge forever. The longer you wait, the bigger the number gets, and yo, did I just see an L-spin triple?
Yeah, the J-spin in to finish off the round is super high from Tilbit, really showing off their Season 2 knowledge of all spins so far.
Absolutely, putting these spins to good use. And we will have to see if that ends up being good news for Hydra King, or if they are able to take him out so readily. Hydra King might be ready to do some taking out of their own right now, though, as they have got a bunch of clean garbage and some back-to-back online.
Yeah, oh, and you know what else is online? Tilbit's down stack here, barely getting into their clean garbage in just the right moment. Hydra King trying to push the offensive, and they do get it in time, and they are now on the board, showing Tilbit that they are not to be trifled with.
Absolutely. No sweeps here. Put the brooms away as Hydra King has gotten on the board, and we see go back to the well, bring out the DT from Tilbit here. Hydra King looking to accept there, get some clean garbage for their troubles, and a 19 spike out of it as well. Tilbit needs to recover and quick. Had to burn 2 eyepieces, but were gifted with a third. Incredible Q word coming out from Osk there. Shout out to the assist.
Yeah, Tilbit not doing too bad on the board, manages to clean up pretty well, and Hydra King on the other side has a lot of clean to work with if they can accept it. Tilbit at the sending as much garbage as they possibly can. Hydra King finding the cancel just in time. Fantastic down stacking canceling.
Absolutely. There was a 20 spike a few seconds ago from Tilbit's board, but you wouldn't know it looking at Hydra King's back down all the way to the ground and looking to cause some damage here, as they might have been even looking for a PC for a moment. They're not going to find it, and Tilbit going to put some garbage on their board and stymie any opportunities like that. But Tilbit actually, for their own right, starting to build up Surge once more. We're seeing this tried and true strategy. If at first you don't succeed, build back to back again. And here they go, times 7 already, and Hydra King pushed up to the very top.
Yeah, I do think Hydra King does have a board to sustain a huge spike, and Tilbit's broken the back-to-back. However, still doesn't stop him from sending a lot over to Hydra King, who is desperately trying to find a down stack in time here.
Find it they do, staying alive once more. Excellent defensive play coming out from Hydra King as they get this TSD off as well and bring it back. Great garbage too. And now Hydra King's on the offensive. Things have suddenly flip-flopped and Tilvit needs to find a way out. Looking there for a way to preserve the eyepiece, not going to find it, and it may have caused their demise, surviving just barely, and they are bursting down as fast as they can, and they manage to get back to the clean garbage.
Yeah, fantastic gameplay from Tilbit, able to survive a 19 spike and continue on fighting, taking another round against Hydra King.
Right, and it is 3-1 right now. This Purdue lead, it grows and grows and shows no signs of stopping. Now both players DTing, no more PCO on the side of the Hydra. We'll have to see whose double triple ends up being the real cannon here and whose ends up being the fodder. Fired off on both sides.
Coming out from Tilbit. We both love to see it. 4-widers. Any 4-widers in chat? But yeah, nothing too crazy from Tilbit there. Just a little bit of a combo. Able to cancel out and continue sending over some garbage to Hydra King.
And send they do. They are still trying to stack up this back-to-back bonus, and it is paying in dividends. 4-1 now as they get a nice TSD combo to finish off Hydra King.
Yeah, I know Tilbit might be the king of this match if Hydra King isn't able to find a comeback in time, but the game is certainly far from over so far. Tilbit back-to-back one online, nothing too crazy so far. Just gonna cancel it off, clean up the board for a little double.
Oh, but speaking of clean board, there's a lot of cheese coming out to Tilvitz right now. They've got some clean in there as well, but they've got to get to it first, and Hydra King has a great opportunity to prevent them from ever getting to garbage again, and they will, finishing them off 4-2.
Yeah, I really like the capitalization on Tilbit's board state by Hydra King, showing some awareness of their opponent's board state and punishing right at the opportune time. Fantastic showing both players.
Absolutely. And now here we go again, back into the thick of things, and Hydra King is starting to build up some back-to-back. Right now, here we go, as the Tilvit counter spike comes in, a bit tough to handle, but Hydra King has handled it, and now it is Tilvit who is unawares.
Yeah, once again, the blink of an eye, Hydra King has taken 2 rounds in a row against Tilvit. Perhaps they're adapting to this strategy or just keeping the board a little bit cleaner for the counter spikes. I'm not sure, but what I'm sure of is Hydra King is ready to come back in this match.
Absolutely, and we will have to see if when you cut off one head and take 1 point, 2 more grow back to its place, or if this momentum can be stymied right now. Great Z-spin single, to preserve the back-to-back, but not going to find any fruits for their labor there, as that back-to-back chain had to be broken only moments later as Tilbit finds a down stack all the way back to the bottom of the board.
Yeah, I really think that Tilbit's APM spikes up super high at certain spots, but Hydra King does a great job of finding the down stack and cancel just in time. Speaking of the offense though, Tilbit is in the zone, putting on back-to-back 7, breaking it off with a surge, and it will be enough to kill.
Alright, 5-3. It is now or never. There is not much wiggle room left. You have got to lock in if you are the Hydra King. And here we go. The DT coming out. Very interesting opener on Tilvit's side. Just getting a calm TSS and waiting. Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, it could be a good way to disrupt the rhythm. If your opponent is used to you sending a lot, it's time to just, back it up, send a little bit, and then you can counter spike. But speaking of counter spikes, Hydra King and Tilbit have a lot of clean to use for counter spiking, and it seems like both players are going to just kind of cancel into each other and not send too much out.
Yeah, absolutely. But speaking of sending a lot, Tilbit going to be sending a lot right at the moment, accessing all the garbage at once and bringing it up to 6-3. Only 1 more point for Purdue's 3rd set on the board. Can Hydra King stop it?
Yeah, I really think that Tilbit's going to focus on the APM here and just do their best to pressure out Hydra King. They know that if they put up the pressure, Hydra King will eventually falter. Hydra King is doing a pretty good job of keeping a clean board state so far though, injecting with a bit of fiend and downstacking it quite fast from their side.
Absolutely, and Tilbit might be going for too much pressure for their own good there. They made a misdrop in their haste to make these plays happen, and now they are forced to rebuild their back-to-back. But rebuild it they do, and with a strong surge, they are able to finish off this match, and that is going to be Tilvit's win.
Yeah, Hydra King just very unfortunate down stack on the last round there. Almost had it, but honestly, I love their defense, love the canceling. Unfortunately for them, Tilvit's APM is still a little bit too much for them to handle, and I believe this is the third straight win for Purdue. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe so. So it is time to lock in if you are Umich. You cannot afford to lose any more matches. You need every point here, and you need to stop the other team from getting any.
Yeah,
and frankly,
it's so tough with
it'll be
CTL.
interesting to see if they can do it.
No, yeah, for sure. Like, the format of this game means that you really need to have your players taking as many points as you can, because even if you win the round, but you let your opponent take a lot of points off you, it means that your lead is smaller than if you had a sweep. So far, 24-9 for Purdue means that Umich probably has to get close to sweeps for their last 2 games here. Sending on an X-Rank here, Pentag looking pretty tough to deal with for Umich so far.
Absolutely, but looking at the last 2 players on Umich's side, they are no slouches in their own right. We will have to see how they stack up against them. An uphill battle here for Umich's next player, Super Me. We'll have to see if they can be the hero that Umich needs at this dark hour.
Well, I mean, Super Me is Mr. Beast, so, you know, I don't know how good Mr. Beast is at Tetris, but maybe there's $1 million prize on the line if Pentag is able to win this game.
They're going to be looking for that $1 versus $1 million downstack in this match for sure.
Hashtag not sponsored, hashtag not sponsored. Yeah. Oh, man. Anyways, back to the game here. Pentag going for this back-to-back 4, just going to break it up early, send a little bit of cheese over Super Me's board. And speaking of cheese, Super Me not going to deal with too much of it and just send on top instead. Pretty bold strategy.
Absolutely. And oh my god, Pentag's board's so clean right now. These are the exact shapes you want to see for stacking up your APM and doing it fast. And they are already up to a surge, and they are keeping this back-to-back train rolling. Super Me looking for a downstack right now, but caught with a very awkward Q. Lots of SZO in all the wrong places, and that is all Pentag needs to finish them off.
Yeah, speaking of getting finished off, it seems like Production's game was finished off by WebGL. Very, very unfortunate there, but I assure you the warm-up was very, very nice to watch. Unfortunately, the people could not see it. It's okay, just you visualize it in your mind. Just visualize it in your mind. Yeah, that's fine.
Sometimes you send a spike so strong, it hits Production too. That's just how it goes with CTL.
That is the caliber of gameplay we are dealing with so far today. This is phenomenal.
Alright, and I think we're going to be getting into our actual match in just a moment here. Looking forward to seeing it, and Super Me will be looking forward to honestly just adapting as best as they can to this insane pressure from Pentag that we saw in the first warm-up round.
Yeah, and once again, you know, on the back foot here for Pentag, U rank versus an X rank, we're going to have to see how well they're able to do against Super Me.
Ooh, here we go. Super interesting TKI variant from Pentag going into a TST there. I'm not familiar with it, but it did look swag, so it's got my approval. Super Me, though, got my approval for that counter spike. Huge APM coming out and able to finish off Pentag right then and there, flipping the script from the warm-up and putting the first point on the board for Umich.
Yeah, Super Me does have a lot of power with their stack here, sending over a lot, and Pentag is going to have to adapt quick, or else they're just going to be on the back foot for the rest of the game so far. Pretty nice C-spin and a half coming in from Super Me, but Pentag has got a pretty clean board on their side, except for this huge high-piece misdraw, causing a bit of a dependency on Pentag's side.
Unfortunate mishold there from Super Me. Might have been able to capitalize a bit stronger if they could find the multiplier they wanted to, but now Pentag going to have an opportunity to get through all this cheese and send over some cheese of their own right now. Super Me, though, not looking to give them a chance to do that. They are keeping the pressure up, and they might be able to get to another surge. Yes, they do, and Pentag pushed up to the top of the board right now, needs to find a way out, and Super Me's misdrop might have given them a chance to do just that.
Yeah, Pentag declining the C-spin opening, instead going for a bit more of a sturdy stack. 13 down stack spike. Super Me's got a bit of cheese, but they're down stacking so quickly it almost doesn't matter on their side. Pentag back-to-back 2, back-to-back 3 online, and Super Me is just looking to cancel out some attacks here, as Pentag now has 6 back-to-back online. 7, looking really, really good for their side, but Super Me's board is super, super clean.
Absolutely, but will a clean board be able to tank that -10 looming over them? We're about to find out. They have got the send sent over. Pentag looking for some way to finish them off. Super Me looking for the down stack, just barely able to find a way to survive there, but they have to burn the eyepiece after an unfortunate misdrop right after, and that will be Pentag's round to win.
Yeah, Pentag had a nice recognition of their opponent's board, sending over a quick 13 spike with some spare singles pieces, and able to top out Super Me. But speaking of getting topped out, Super Me is in a big danger of that with a lot of misdrops on their board so far.
Alright, here we go. Another win for Pentag. This is not what you want to see if your name is Super Me. They have got to find a way to stop and shut down this strategy early. They cannot afford to keep dropping these rounds. They do not have the overall leeway left, even if they're able to end up with the final set. And that's why we're seeing this wait here, just looking for a good opportunity to send, but Pentag not giving it to them so easily.
Yeah, always interesting to see the Ponk game from both players. Whenever you're waiting, it means that you want garbage or you want to cancel. So, you know, it shows a lot of foresight from both players in order to play a bit of a more macro game instead of just APL spec.
Speaking of macro, we've seen these watches from Super Me prove so successful, and then again, we see that the Pentag pressure just is unyielding. No matter how much you may wait, if there's always another attack on the other side of it, then it doesn't matter much in the end. And now Pentag looking to add another one to their scoreline as they push Super Me up.
Yeah, Super Me isn't doing too bad on the board stack though. It's looking pretty clean. Pentag setting over garbage, but Super Me is a perfect board in order to cancel, setting over 14 spikes straight back to Pentag in the form of a little bit of cheese as well.
Here we go. Super Me getting through this cheese right now. Pentag getting through some cheese of their own. Eye for an eye, line for a line right now, but Super Me looking to get a lineup of their own, but unfortunately going to make a Z misdrop atop their stack. Finds a nice fix, but it is unfortunately going to cost them the kill in that moment if Pentag is able to find a down stack, and they do.
Yeah, Pentag's now the one in the driver's seat, putting on the pressure to Super Me, who's canceling at the top of the board, but it is not enough for Pentag's pressure, and they're going to take their third game pretty decisively, I might add. Super Me is the higher rated player, but that doesn't mean that it's not possible for Pentag to take this game if they keep it up.
Absolutely. And here we go. Super Me, again, caught in a bit of an awkward stack situation and not going to be able to find the down stack quite fast enough. Pentag bringing it up to 1-4, and if you are Super Me here, you've got to be looking for some opportunity to weather this storm. You need a way out of this pressure, and what you're doing right now may not be working so well, so it's gotta be tough.
Yeah, do you know what else is tough? The down stack from Super Me in this scenario here, not looking great with a cheese, has to cast the back-to-back, where on the other side, Pentag is keeping theirs, sending over a surge here to Super Me, who's misdropped on their side. Disastrous board state, doing their best to cancel, and Pentag just needs one line to kill. Can they find it in time?
But Super Me finding an interesting fix there, getting a TSS for their troubles, and they've gotten out to this clean garbage, and now fire back with a 14 spike of their own, followed up with another 5, and they are going to live another day. Will it be able to get them back in this match? We'll have to wait and see. They find a nice Allsman there to get down a little bit more, but Pentag is again just unfazed by all of the counterattacking. Oh, but maybe not. They're pushed up quite a bit.
Well, Pentag at the top of the board, unable to down second time, and Super Me, the underdog, taking their second round here.
All right, 2-4. This is what you want to see. This is how the comeback starts. You've got to keep this kind of strategy going. You've got to be finding your moments to counter spike, and Pentag is not going to be looking to give you much more of those, but Super Me might be finding them nonetheless. Pentag forced to take a TSS on the side of the board just to offset some of the incoming garbage, but offset it they do, and now Super Me is in, once again, a rough patch to be sending attacks.
Yeah, you know, they're doing the best with the board states they got, and it seems pretty tough for Super Me, doing the best to cancel, but the garbage keeps on coming back. Pentag is pouring on as much offense as they can. Back-to-back four is online for them, and Super Meat needs to find this council in time, but they cannot, and Pentag is taking their 5th game.
Just like that, Purdue only 2 points away from one more set. We will have to see if they can do it, or if it is time for Super Meat to access their inner powers. Oh, this is a great opportunity to do so. They've got a lot of clean garbage if they can get down to it. But unfortunately, Pentag going to be sending over so much attack that what should have been a counter spike ends up being a cancel. And now Pentag has got some surge of their own online and are looking to do some damage.
Yeah, Super Meat's board's looking pretty clean though. They're definitely able to build up some back-to-back if they're able to find some nice solves. Doing some T-spins, breaking the back-to-back from both sides, putting us back to a pretty neutral game state for the moment.
Absolutely. Super Meat got some clean garbage that they can access. Going to be looking to turn into a spike, and spike they do, but Pentag not going to be too disrupted by it. Had an eyepiece ready and waiting to deal with that clean garbage. And now it's sort of a speed race a bit here, as both players have an opportunity to get back to their stack, but oh no, unfortunate mishold there from Super Meat, going to be putting a little bit of a dampener on their down stack, and that was all the opportunity Pentag needed to bring it up to 6-2.
Yeah, Pentag just needs a little bit more to close it out. Super Meat definitely going to start playing a bit more defensive, especially with this TP's misdrop on the board. Not when you want to see if you are Super Meat, but Pentag does have some back-to-back online, trying their best to capitalize on Super Meat's board state, who is trying to frantically downstack on their board in time for this attack.
Absolutely, but that -9 is not going to be great to deal with. -12 now. And they're not able to find a way out in time. Pentag putting another win on the board for Purdue.
You know what? That's exactly what they needed for their team, but you know, it's definitely looking tough for Super Me's side on Umich. I don't know if they're able to come back from this, but all they can do is fight their hardest for this last match coming up right here.
Absolutely. Even beyond all of these points and even beyond the overall structure of the set, having the points matter for the standing. So if nothing else, you should be trying to maximize your score, and you as a player going into this last match do not want to see your university get so owned. You want to take rounds, you want to get on the board, you want to take any points you can. So this is not an excuse for Umich to stop fighting, and in fact, they will have to fight harder than ever in this final match.
You fight to the last player and you fight to the last block. We're going to see an explosive final round between LMNT and Ghosty 7-7.
All right, here we go. Ooh, Element repping Myanmar, I think. Help. Element repping Myanmar, and we're going Myanmar. I've settled. Element repping Myanmar here. That's what you love to see. Outstanding flag, and repping the X+ rank, the GOAT of GOATs, a Season 2 exclusive. You are a strong player just by nature if you've got that on your profile. And it will be up to Ghosty to stand against this titan of the Tetrio game.
Yeah, you know what? The ranks are definitely really tough to play against if they're higher level than you, but doesn't mean it's unwinnable for Ghosty. She's going to do her best in order to find any kind of attack and any kind of downstack that's going to matter against LMNT here.
Absolutely. Amir, seeing that they're finding their footing a little bit here, Element might be trying to feel them out here in the warm-up. An interesting strategy we've seen perpetrated somewhat across different tournament play, sacrificing maybe an actual win in exchange for just getting a better understanding of how your opponent plays in a vacuum, how they respond to certain scenarios, getting any information you can so you can devise an effective strategy for the main match.
Yeah, warm-up's also really good in order to not burn yourself out too. I think both players are just trying to play their best, but also not go too hard in order to save some strength for the true game here.
Absolutely. We will have to see how this strength ends up showing. Element pushed up to the top here. Ghosty sitting on quite a lot of clean garbage, looking to push them even higher up and off the screen, but great weight there from Element, just going to hold on, stay patient, and chill with the eyepiece. Get the down stack. No need to rush things. Just get down on your own time.
Yeah, you know, I guess you could say that they're in their element right now, at the bottom of the board, at a pretty good state, but neither player has too much of an advantage at the moment. Seems like Ghosty's playing really, really safe right now, skimming at the bottom of the board.
Absolutely. Super interesting all-spin setups, though, coming out from Element here, using that cheese to their advantage to try and get back-to-back out of it as best as they can. And Ghosty not really going to be able to find any significant attacks, despite the fact that they are surviving. And at the end of the day, Tetrio is not a game of attrition. This is not a zero-sum experience. If you let that surge number build, you will soon find that it relays itself very quickly to your board.
So I believe it may be Lemon Tea instead of Element. Okay, thank you for the clarification, Big Joe. Interesting. 18 spike from Lemon Tea here. Not looking too great for Ghosty, but she's able to find the down stack in time and take the warm-up game.
Alright, and hey, when life gives you lemons, kill them.
I'm gonna ask them, hang on. How's they name?
We've got the it's whatever com in chat.
Oh,
we'd love to see.
Okay. It's whatever. Interesting.
I love that. I love an open-ended username.
Well. Okay, oh, so they say element. Okay. Wait, okay, they put in the chat elements, lemon tea, and lament. I'm losing my mind.
All kinds of options.
I'm losing my mind, and I'm sure the chat
Honestly,
is losing their mind at the gameplay here.
Great just brand affinity, honestly. If nothing else, like if you're playing in an event and someone else is named Element, great, I'm Lemon Tea. If someone else is named Lemon Tea, great, I'm Lament. I've always got a unique username to call my own, no matter the scenario.
Oh man, hey, okay, you know what? We'll stick with whatever for this one. But yeah, it seems like Element doing their best to get this down stack and clean up the board state at the same time.
Absolutely. Ghosty right now sitting on a lot of clean garbage if they can get to it, and they make a great setup to do so. Ooh, Element caught a bit unawares, dealing with some cheese right now, but they do have a pretty good down stack out. Not the most efficient thing that you've ever seen, but they get a 180 TSS out of it for their troubles and get a 5 combo to follow that up and put some cheese on Ghosty's board.
Yeah, on the other side, speaking of Ghosty, doing their best to try and find this down stack here. She's got a bit of a T-spin setup, but it's not enough to kill, just enough to survive for the moment. Playing very, very defensively, I might add, knowing that Element is a very, very strong X+ player that can send out APM faster than we can blink.
Absolutely, and she is going to have to find some way to capitalize even harder on these attacks. Ooh, that is going to do it, though. Right as I say that, finding a huge spike there, getting Surge in the process, and putting the first point on the board in her favor.
Yeah, like we said before, any point counts, especially for Ghosty's side here. Just gonna need to find anything to get themselves onto the board, onto the standings for their team.
Yeah, also super interesting to just watch Element play here. Just keeping it slow and chill. Very, very sort of methodical playstyle. Normally, when you think of X+, you would think, oh, I'm going to be sending insane amounts of damage and constantly maintaining the pressure. And yes, I did commentators curse that as they sent out an insane amount of damage and maintained insane pressure. But my point stands overall that they have got a very, very interesting method of breaking down their play into the building phase and the attacking phase. And they will wait till you are out of position to take advantage.
Yeah, definitely some more interesting playstyles the higher up you get for the Tetrio ladder here. And as we can see, Element T has some pretty nice playstyle in order to combat the high APM of other players in the game.
Absolutely. You've got to be able to survive some insane pressure, and that in and of itself should be a testament to how scary your defensive ability is. And Ghosty is going to have to understand how to beat someone who is used to trying to endure pressure that honestly is the best of the best.
Yeah, but you know what else is the best of the best? This down stack from Ghosty here, straight to the bottom of our board, sending Element to the top of theirs, and this IP's misdrop is gonna mean the Ghosty's taking their second point of the game here.
My god, I know that Ghosty's on the right side, but it seemed like Element might have been possessed for a second there. Just a series of insane misdrops, one after the other, and that is going to give Ghosty their second round.
Let's see, Element doing their best to find a T-spin setup here, building up some back-to-back with these nice floatings, and some all-spin knowledge to boot as well.
Yeah, that's one thing we've seen held pretty consistent, is that if there is a spin to be had, you best believe they will find it. And just like that, 18, 19, 21 spike, and they send it all off to take the round. 2-2 tied up.
Yeah, Element calling the Ghostbusters in for that one, finding a nice down stack combo, and keeping the game pretty close between both players.
Absolutely, and here we go. Ghosty, again, looking for an opportunity to get this kind of pressure going, and Element just waiting. Just looking for a time that they can get their surge higher, making sure they don't tank any sends they're not trying to. And now, just like that, bada bing, bada boom, it's a ×10 in the back-to-back department. And if you are Ghosty, you've got to find a way down and be able to tank this send.
Oh, back-to-back 15 on Element's side. This is looking so rough for Ghosty, who's just trying to clean up her board on the other side. 17, back-to-back is online, and Element is showing no signs of stopping. Back-to-back 18, continuing on the huge APM deficit.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Ghosty, you are looking to find any means necessary to force them to break, and break they do, sending 30 over, but wow, great positioning from Ghosty, able to just survive that, and now they've got so much clean to fire back with. No more slow play from Element. They are immediately forced to kick it into high gear in order to survive there, and that was some amazing defensive play on Ghosty's side.
Yeah, gotta say, Ghosty's doing such a great job with the garbage here, sending it straight back to Element, who's cheesed up at the top of their board, but does have some clean to use on their own side.
Oh, but speaking of clean to use, Ghosty barely going to survive the first spike, but unfortunately the second one with Surge is going to prove too much to bear as Ghosty brings it up to as Element brings it up to 3-2.
Still anyone's game here, though. I've never seen this opener from Element. I don't even know what I'm looking at right now.
Honestly, if it was freestyle, I would not be surprised, but this is just insane work.
Very unique opener coming out, but I don't know how effective it is. Does gives them some back-to-back with some all spins as well, so it does seem to be working out pretty good for Element so far.
Absolutely, Ghosty just looking for a way down through all this mess right now. Oh my god, it's Sewer?
I've heard of Sewer, I've never seen it.
Chat that it was Sewer. That is outstanding. That is the original, like, bad but like meme but like used opener. Like in the times of yore, in the days of the medieval kings, they were using Sewer, and now it is making its triumphant return in CTL. But oh my god, it's looking a bit more like sewage on Element's board right now. Not a great opening compared to last round, and Ghosty able to build up some backs-to-back.
But Element is going to the sewage treatment plant, able to downstack their board just in time for Ghosty's attack on their side.
And here we go, Element. Great spin, oh my god.
I believe that was a Lucy, but I could be wrong. Element going with a nice downstack here, breaking the back-to-back, but starting up again pretty fast. And Ghosty on the other side, dealing with some clean on their board, able to counter spike if she's able to find an eyepiece in time.
Okay, and here we go. Element honestly, a bit of an awkward stack. Ghosty as well. Neither player in a great position to send any huge attacks over. And oh, Element misdropping too. Ghosty sending over a nice, pretty big spike, honestly, to try and capitalize, but unfortunately only going to have a triple the multiplier with at the end of that, which is going to stymie their APM a little bit.
Yeah, speaking of the APM though, both players not slouching in that department, doing their best to find some nice attacks. Element building up a huge spike, but Ghosty is a fractal on the other side. Both of them sending each other 21 spike from Ghosty, putting so much cheese onto Element's board, who's quickly downstacking.
Ooh, great. Oh no! I was about to say great Imperial Cross on the side of Element, but unfortunately, one too few T rotations going to spell their demise in that round. Not going to be able to get the setup off or a chance to build anything else.
Yeah, unfortunately, Element just got crossed up there, and Ghosty is going to be keeping the game real close between both players. Setting up back 2, starting up their pressure. Ghosty has a fractal on the board, sending it as fast as she can.
Oh, this is a really awkward stack for Element. And Ghosty has so much back-to-back right now, ×7 already. Oh, but
Setting
forced to
up,
break
it
there,
is
but
enough.
they get it.
It is enough. The 7 Surge sending Element way too high on their board, tying up the game as well. Fantastic showing so far.
Absolutely, and here we go. 4-4. If you are Ghosty, you honestly are already happy with this result, but you definitely want to see how far you can push it. Because Ghosty has been proving that rank is not everything, and that they are able to hold their own with the best of the best here.
Yeah, there's definitely a ghost of a chance that Ghosty can take this game here. Sending over some nice attack with a clean board, but unfortunately not finding too much attack due to not having an IPCC.
That said, they are undaunted, and they are also trying to set up a bit of back-to-back. Decides to opt out of it, but it was clearly the right decision as they were able to convert into a little bit of a finisher.
Ika from both players coming out. Element a little bit faster at the moment, but that's to be expected due to being an X+. Oh my goodness, what is the setup from Element? I can't even describe what I'm seeing on their board, but it is a lot of all-spin tomfoolery, and it is going to take them their 5th round here.
Alright, and we have had such a close set, back and forth right now, as we get closer and closer to the end of this set. Both players demonstrating ability to be proud of right now, but only one can come away with the win here. Will it be Ghosty? Will it be Element? We are about to find out as Element gets up to back-to-back times 8, times 9, even as I say that, and Ghosty is looking for a way to combat this outstanding attack pattern.
Oh my goodness, Element's speed is unparalleled here. 3.3 PPS and a back-to-back of 15! Ghosty's going to have to do their absolute best to try and cancel out this incoming attack, but it is not looking good for her. One Tetris not going to be enough, and Element is now on match point. Can Ghosty find this comeback, or is Element just going to run away with the final match?
We're about to find out. This is potentially the last match of the entire, or excuse me, the last game. Oh my god, the last game of the entire match, and we are getting a tomato juicer of all things. Shoutouts King of Stackers. Insane opener choices all around from Element. That is what you love to see. And now Ghosty going to have a chance to respond with some down stacking and counter spiking of their own here.
Yeah, Ghosty's doing our best here with this nice little LST pattern. Back-to-back 5 is online, but on the other side, Element has back-to-back 11 online. Breaking Surge, sending a huge spike over to Ghosty, who is able to downstack just in time and keep their board state clean enough.
Clean enough to survive that, but will it be clean enough to survive this? Seems so, as Ghosty finds another outstanding downstack, which brings them all the way back to the bottom of the board. Element here looking for a bit of a greedy setup. We'll have to see if it pays off. Seems like it's going to well enough as they are able to maintain some semblance of back-to-back in a clean board state despite being pushed all the way to the top there. Ghosty, on the other hand, looking to just set up some attacks and get out of this constant barrage of cheese.
Yeah, speaking of that barrage of cheese, it's so brutal for Ghosty. At the bottom of the board, thinking it's clean, but instantly getting sent straight up to the top and forced to downstack yet again. The Purgatory is not stopping for her so far, but she's doing her best to cancel off all the attacks she can, unfortunately breaking her back-to-back in the process.
Absolutely, but hey, we know Element can get up to some insane back-to-back numbers, and they sure are not right now. So if you are Ghosty, oh no, I was about to say you might be happy with your board state, but not after that misdrop, and that is going to seal the deal. Element taking the final match and bringing it to a win for Purdue.
A very tough misdrop for Ghosty, but a fantastic showing from her nonetheless. Showing that even though they might not be taking the game, they still fought their absolute hardest, as well as the rest of Umich. But, unfortunately for them, Purdue is going to be taking the game with a pretty decisive finish. Badgoblin, do you have any thoughts about that game? What do you think happened that contributed to their win for that one?
I think at the end of the day, the main thing that it came down to was that Purdue was just so solid. A lot of the time, when you have a player who's a higher rank than you, the way you're going to beat them is from them being overconfident and sort of set in their ways, but Purdue did a really, really good job of adapting to the playstyle of Umich, actually, which I think was really pivotal in getting them the win. Like, we saw that early on, like in some of the warm-up rounds and some of the initial like plays, there were many times when Umich would get wins or have a lead or something like that, but oftentimes Purdue would sort of lock in and adjust and adapt and change their strategy up to better fit that of their opponents.
Absolutely, phenomenal analysis. I feel like it's already really tough for Umich so far, because I believe that overall the average skill level of the Purdue player was just higher. So there's only so much you can do with your team if you're at a lower rank than your opponents. But I think that overall the picks were fairly solid, doing their absolute best, especially in games with Science Cyber and Ghosty, notably taking a lot of points off of players that were a lot higher rated than them.
Absolutely. And hey, Science Cyber, we have not seen the last of. We are about to get a nice interview here. Hello, good sir. How are you doing after that match?
Hello, DGL stream. So, yeah, I don't know. Considering that we're the 11th seed and making it to play-ins at all was definitely a huge accomplishment for us. So shout out to the team for that. But yeah, I'm not. This is an already played matchup for those who have been paying attention to the season. You know, we did play Purdue before, we did lose, but you know, it's not a surprising outcome, but I do think we tried our best.
Hey, and honestly, I think you had a fantastic show in your game, as I was just saying. You know, what do you think you can do for moving forward in your team's thing? Do you have more matches after this? I'm not sure how the CTL season's going for you guys.
Good question. I'm not sure if there's a fifth place match. I'm not sure what it's going from, whether we got back for. But I mean, at the very least, we did definitely perform way better than we did last year. I feel like we definitely had, you know, a big improvement as a team. I mean, our seeding didn't change like at all. We're still the 11th seed. You know, I do think as a team, like cohesively, we did pretty well.
I would second that. Yeah, honestly, your team did a great showing. You did the best you can, and you should be proud of that. So, congratulations for that. Badgoblin, do you have any other further questions?
Honestly, I'm just wondering, looking back at the CTL you've had so far, how are you feeling about your team?
About the team, yeah, I'm definitely, we are like a very, I guess you could say, balanced team. Like, pretty much everyone on this team is like U to like, I mean, sometimes I'm like low X, but like, yeah, we're pretty much all the same rank, so that comes with its benefits and disadvantages. But I just feel like generally we can perform at like a very high level. A lot of us can play like very close to X rank level or like mid X level. It's just, you know, a matter of, you know, pulling that off every single time. You know, it's a bit unrealistic, but I do think we can play really well if we you know, are focused and are locked in.
Absolutely. Hey, if I queue into you guys and you rank, please like throw for me because I'm gonna lose. You guys are so good.
Damn. I appreciate it.
But yeah, we appreciate you coming on as well. Thank you so much, Science Cyber. Good luck in the rest of your games if you guys have that, and to the rest of your team. And I believe we will be moving on to the next interview here. Thank you.
Yeah, we are going to be meeting up with Pentag here. Hello, how are you feeling after your win?
Yeah, it was a really great game. I saw some really nice stuff from our team. Umich played really well too, though. They had us like on the ropes several times there. Like it was a lot better than like we were hoping to get. But I'm glad that we got the win, and well, I'm just a sub, so I won't be in playoffs, but I'm looking forward to seeing my school be in the playoffs.
Heck
Very
yeah,
nice.
we're excited to see it.
Sorry, I didn't actually know you were a sub. That's actually crazy. For a sub-in player, you did a fantastic job. You should be proud of your performance.
Yeah, thank you.
For sure.
I mean, like, I can't believe I went to like the only school where I can't make the 18. It's actually how many good players are at Purdue. Like, we may not be like UCLA having Cab and Quant, but we got like, I can't believe we have got so many good players here.
A very, very strong Tetrio institution, absolutely. And hey, just big ups to you and everyone else on your team and the team from Umich as well. An outstanding match, and I cannot wait to see where you guys go from here.
Yeah, thank you very much, and
thank you guys. It's all yes. So
welcome as well. Yes, good job in your games. Impromptu interview as well. But yeah, I do believe that we will be moving on to production. Plu saying a few words. Thank you very much to your time, both of you guys, and congratulations again to your team, Purdue.
Thank you.
Yes, hello guys. We will be going into an intermission before we get into the last lower league streamed match, which will be RIT versus UBCB.
Absolutely. But yeah, I believe with that, that will be it from me. It's been an honor coming again with the legendary Badgoblin, who will actually be playing in the next match. So make sure you wish him luck against the UBC team. But you know, hey, UBC also definitely no slouch. I bet a lot of the players, they're going to fight as hard as they can. So hopefully you got some good strategies, Badgoblin, because they're gonna be on you.
I know, bro. I was literally doing like near 4 people as TPC spin just to try to live your PC spam. It was so fucked up.
Hello, hello. We like this guy so much, we put him in the booth. Welcome in, Science Cyber.
Hello, Badgoblin. Great to be here after playing my match that we definitely won and and did very well in. But I'm sure you will do very well in this matchup because you, in fact, are playing.
Yes. So, for those of you unaware, our next match is RIT up against UBC's B team, and I actually am on RIT. I'm the RIT captain, so
Yeah, this is a
this will be
first.
interesting.
Yeah, this is a first in CTL history. We are having someone self-commentate and self-commentate the match and captain the match while commentating. So yeah, certainly
We'll see how
an
it
interesting match.
goes.
Yeah. Why? Because I don't know. Plu needed commentators, but it's fine. It'll be funny.
All right, now, getting into it so far. So, just looking at these players. If I am deciding blind pick, the question is, what's my end game strategy? You got to work backwards when you're doing blind picks. Like, if I know that my players can just beat that, like, if I can beat them with the best of my players against the best of their players, I might want to lead someone who's like a lower rank or someone who I'm not as confident is going to get a win in later on. Whereas if I want to make sure early that I'm getting the wins the best as I can, I might lead with someone higher rank. So I'll have to see where I want to strike that balance.
Yeah, definitely an interesting way to look at it. I mean, yeah, definitely a good thing to think about. But I believe the two teams are relatively close. Seed the 22nd and 25th seeds, respectively, for RIT and UBC. So I do think it'll be interesting because I feel like UBC, they're a bit more even of a team in terms of like skill and rating spread. But RIT definitely peaks a lot higher. I think they have the best player with 25 high 25. Oh no, never mind. 25 25 not right. Okay, but let's be real here.
That's my goat.
25 high 25 is like probably close to top 100. If y'all know from season 1. Oh, fire YouTube videos by the way. Very good.
It's true. But yeah, so I think getting into it here, I think I've got my response. I know who I'm sending.
Okay, do you want to show for the class or?
Nuh-uh, it's blind pick. You gotta wait.
Come on, you can do this. Okay, if I had to theorize, I think optimally it would be Boingo first. Wait a minute, it's not real. But actually it might be. Yeah, there's certainly options here, but we'll see what Badgoblin thinks. Because Badgoblin is an amazing captain for RIT, and definitely knows what he's doing.
Actually, I'll have you know, I have an entire strategy and research doc. Now, whether or not almost all of the actual strategy contents are stolen from Zynix is irrelevant, because the doc is there, and the strategies are written down. So I've got access to all the tips and tricks I could ever need.
Yeah, I did not know that existed. I probably should have said that too, but it's okay.
That literally, as soon as I found out I was being CTL captain, I spent about 4 hours reading through the rules and working on game theory, and then I was thinking about it. I was like, all right, so how do I coalesce this into actual strategies? And then I was told that I had to go eat lunch with my parents because my parents were coming up. So then I was like, all right, well, I got to end up with something. And then I DM'd Zynix. Shout out, that's my goat.
Let's go. Alright.
Alright. And speaking of shout out to the captains for getting their blind picks in. We have got our round 1 match. On the RIT side, we have got Cement05. And meanwhile, on the side of UBCB, we've got X9T.
Right, okay. So, X19 SS, while SMN... how do you pronounce that?
I've been saying Simincer.
Simincer? Okay. Simincer's U-rank, so definitely a bit of a favorite matchup here for RIG. But anything certainly happened, especially, you know, watching that first match today. You can anything can happen from a lower rank. You know, I don't know what they're feeding the SSs these days, but it's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, it might be cooked. I don't know what's going on. Like SS players will have 3-digit APMs now. I don't know what. I don't know. That's not. This is not. I'm not. I'm stuck in the past, frankly. So that's scary to me.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I've not been doing well against SSs either. So we'll just have to see how this turns out.
All right, getting into our warm up here. X9T starting off with a pretty clean stack, and Simincer as well, opening up to the garbage. Oh my god, just like that.
Wow, very quick warm up there. Impressive stuff from Simincer.
You know, we had last set some of the like more feel you out kind of warm ups where you take it slow and you're trying to understand your opponent's strategy. Simincer said, "All right, I'm warm," and killed him. And frankly, I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, denying information by winning quickly is always a viable option. So, you know,
For sure.
keeping it real. Alright, let's hop right into the match. Simincer going with TKI and X19 matching the same. Both players kind of just working through the mid game right now. X19 doesn't have much garbage coming in.
Yeah, pretty like LST style shapes coming out. Simincer's got some clean to work with if they can access it, but X9T does as well now. This exchange going to lead to both players having some very, very large APM numbers soon, I suspect. X9T a bit out of position right now.
Yeah, X19 all the way at the top of the board, getting sent a bunch of surge damage. Still alive for now, barely, and managed to find a down stack, but no, that will be too much. Pressure for Simincer averaging 126 APM there. So definitely putting on a lot of pressure onto X19, who couldn't really respond to it.
Absolutely. And here we go. They are now getting it done. X9T, excuse me, opening up, trying to get this back-to-back off, and Simincer, a bit of an awkward stack there, making some misdrops off rip. Might be looking for a way to just get to this clean garbage as quick as they can, and yeah, taking the TSS into quad, just getting a solid board state back.
Okay, X19 kind of struggling a little bit, does find some pieces that they need to continue the down stack. Is going to try to open up the well here. It's taking a second to do so, actually. Gonna be able to do so, just got the pieces they need. Simincer all the way at the bottom though, can't really do anything in this position, kind of just skimming a little bit, looking for options. While X9T is just trying to downstack.
Oh, and this is such a rough position for X9T here, not having a really accommodating queue, manages to finagle the piece all the way over to keep on living, but unfortunately it is not enough. And that is going to be 2-0 in Simincer's favor.
Right, yeah, Simincer taking an early lead here. Let's see if X9T can find any adjustments in their gameplay to maybe, you know, bring this closer. Once again, both players starting off with TKI-esque openers. Simincer going for an imp cross into a quad for a 10 spike. X9T receiving a little garbage, but it's mostly clean, so not too bad. Probably just going to try to look for some options here. X9T does find a really nice T-spin into another quad. Simincer a little bit cheesed up, but is going to find their way out. And has a really clean
Absolutely. Made some misdrops as well, but recovered pretty solidly, and now they're again just trying to build up this surge. Seems to be the bread and butter for Simincer here. Not necessarily the fastest player, not going to sort of stride you out, but if you give them time to set up, they will absolutely find an attack strong enough to take you down, and X19 cannot allow that to happen.
Yeah, X9T now at a bit of a surge advantage, -8, -9. Simincer just building up this surge lead. X9T kind of looking for options right now to survive this pressure coming from Simincer. Simincer continuing to build that back-to-back. At some point, it's just going to become irresistible, and it finally does get sent off. And X9T does find the down stack they needed to get out of that.
Excellent work there, and yes, Simincer unfortunately not able to find a spike to capitalize alongside the surge there, and that may have given X9T the opportunity that they needed to find another lease on life, and now these misdrops are coming in as well. Great 180 fix with the L there, but we'll have to see, and it's not going to be enough, and that is going to be X9T's first point.
Yeah, X19 getting on the board there. Great down stack find there into kind of Simincer kind of struggling with their board there. Couldn't really find good options. Simincer once again with the TKI. X19 kind of just choosing to stack for the perfect clear. And now just has a really clean 6-3 well to work with. Simincer all the way at the bottom. Probably just gonna tank a little bit of garbage and going to use this for counterattack damage.
I sort of wonder if X19 might be on controller. They do kind of the controller soft drop, but like the soft drop to hard drop, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a 19 spike coming out from Semincer. Great multiplier usage there, no surge needed. But on the other hand, two sides of the coin here. Now X19 is so much clean garbage if they can just find a way to capitalize off of it. These cancels coming in from Semincer, but a bit of a greedy commitment to maintain that surge pays off with an 18 spike.
Yeah, X19 just couldn't really deal with that massive spike. They had a really flat board action, which is kind of bad because it doesn't give you any skim options. Semincer starting off with Gasho here. Definitely more of a rare opener that you see from people, but it's certainly very flexible. X19 just shooting the skim down for this 6-3 stack, and then all the way at the bottom of the board.
Absolutely, and hey, we have got the cult classic Watch Mojo's top 10 tank into counter spike here from Semincer there, accepted the clean garbage, but they've got to get to it to use it. Get to it they do. No great multiplier opportunity there, but they tank a little bit more, maybe even too much. And yeah, they are caught in a position where they cannot access the clean.
Yeah, I was trying to just find a way out there, but kind of just got stuck in a bad space, didn't have good pieces, and X19 capitalizing on the position. Semincer once again with Gasho here. Probably, goes for the small Z-spin, but not too many aggressive options yet. X19 actually is the one putting on the pressure, sending over garbage at Semincer's board. Semincer taking it nicely, and now has a really clean board for it, but kind of just skims for the triple and doesn't get too much out of it.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, X19, this pressure coming out. Semincer pushed all the way to the top, skimming down as best as they can, but not in a great position and not a particularly fast player. May be a great opportunity for X19 to capitalize, but they misdrop as well. And it is a wrong place, wrong time situation across the board. Semincer finding a way out, being granted an extra lease on life here, and they will have to put it to great use because this pressure is not stopping.
Huge 20 spike there from X19, but it wasn't enough to kill Semincer. Semincer, oh, it might be enough actually. Commentator's curse? No, Semincer with the incredible down stack. Keeps themselves alive once more. And now it's their turn to put the pressure onto X19. X19 though, extremely clean board actually, and can continue to attack Semincer. Semincer just, has to skim out of that position, and doesn't have great pieces.
Absolutely, and burned the eyepiece there by mistake on the down stack as well. Manages to find a clean way out, and now we are back to a sort of impasse. Neither player has a big advantage over the other. And if you are X19, how are you going to develop an attack in this moment?
And that's kind of what we were saying earlier. What are they feeding the SS rank, CJ? This is incredible stuff here coming out from X19. This is like what I would think is like new rank gameplay. Incredible.
Absolutely, and if I recall correctly, even Semincer today actually was just playing so slow and so confident that it is like, I've had some sets against them, and let me tell you, it is tough. It is tough to find a kill. So the fact that X19 is keeping pace so well is an amazing testament to their ability as a player.
Yeah, X19 tying it up. It's a 3-3 scoreline. It's anyone's game from what it looks like. Semincer, just stacking up the 5-4 stack. X19 a bit of a misdrop there, and is going to have to skim out of this. Does find a really nice 180 spin to get out of that position, and Semincer now the one trying to put on pressure, but X19 should have a way out of this.
And a way out he has, but it might be too little too late as that second spike comes in, and suddenly it is 4-3, and the lead swings back towards RIT.
I'm sure you're happy about that.
I am an unbiased commentator in the booth.
Oh, surely. Well, yeah, Semincer right now trying to just move with this 8-1 stack. Yeah, going to skim out of it. Puts pressure onto X19. X19 does have a way out. Let's see if they find that they do, and is going to get the nice spawn for it.
It was super interesting decision making there from X9T. Opts for the TSS and to keep the well high, maybe hoping to get some more quads off. And now they had a little bit of a sort of STMB cave opportunity, but they opt to just skim down. And that is a decision that I can definitely understand when you are dealing with surges like Semincer's.
And Nah, big 15 spike there from X9T, but Symmetra just taking it in kind, sending a 13 spike right back to push X9T all the way to the top, and that is going to be another win for Symmetra, up 5-3 now, only 2 away from closing out this, the match. Both players once again starting off with TKI. Symmetra kind of just waiting here, waiting for X9T's fractal send, and Symmetra sends an 11 spike back in return.
Oh, this is such a good position if you are Symmetra right now. But X9T does have the survival. That surge might have been fired off a little bit prematurely, and Symmetra now is on the back foot as he tries to recover. Manages to open up the well, but not going to find the quad there to have a good cancel, and some cheese is starting to be tanked. But speaking of cheese, on X9T's board, way too many lines to be dealt with at one time, and that is going to be 6-3 for Symmetra.
Yeah, it's just kind of, X9T just found themselves on the top without great pieces, just, you know, couldn't really do much. Hesitated for a second there, that cost them the round. Symmetra right now trying to close it out cleanly. 6-3 would be a good scoreline to start this match off with against UBC, and X9T doesn't misdrops the pieces, and that is going to be it. Symmetra closes it out.
Alright, and that is going to be a pretty solid opening for RIT there. Maybe not 16-3 solid, but a pretty solid opening.
Yeah, incredible stuff there from X19 initially there. We saw some great rounds coming out, but Symmetra kind of just seems to have figured it out close to the end of the set and just, you know, got 4 straight and, you know, closed it out cleanly. So not, yeah, a pretty solid 7-3 scoreline. And this is now RT's going to have to blind pick. Cough, cough. Do the blind pick.
I'm a thinking. Now, okay, here's the thing, right? There's an absence on UBCB's side.
Okay.
With that in mind, I think, yeah, I've got the plan. We are going to send Never Lucky.
Okay, interesting choice there.
AKA in-game Nathaniel123060.
Okay, the S+ player here. And so let's see how UBC responds. They can choose to get like an easy win here. I believe UBC has a couple SSs they could send. Probably going to be the case, but we'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, any thoughts on that set, especially from coming from one of your players?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I'm extremely happy with Symmetra's performance. Just played solid, stuck to his guns there, an excellent player at using that all spin, and despite what is normally a speed disadvantage, managed to turn it around into an amazing win.
Yeah, certainly. I was a little concerned after, you know, six, I guess it would be rounds. Yeah, 6 rounds, but, you know, Symmetra seems to have catched a second win there. And really finding the stride, so incredible stuff, definitely very impressive.
Absolutely, just found their footing there and able to pull ahead.
On UBC to figure out a response, try to lock in, you know, try to find a win here. Definitely an uphill battle, given that opening set, but certainly still doable. Okay, it will be Cat Drinking Boba, a player rated 14k with a question mark. So I think that's
the world may never know.
Around.
I believe it's S.
Yeah, somewhere. I think it's like S or S minus, somewhere around there. But yeah. Okay, certainly an interesting choice here. Let's see if Cat Drinking Boba can make this upset here. I think that's kind of what UBC is depending on for an upset, to, you know, give them some better options going into the next couple of matches. Cat Drinking Boba starting off with DT Cannon here. Goes for the Kaidan variation. Well, Daniel has a 4Y, doesn't really get it built high though, and is probably going to get punished for this.
Sorry, I just have to take a moment. I know I'm an unbiased commentator, but I have to take a moment to beat the allegations in advance here. He was 4-widing before I knew him. I did not teach a low-ranked player to 4-wide as the first thing they learn. Let it be stated, let the record show, stenographer take it down. I only encouraged the bad behavior. I did not originate it.
For those of you who don't know, Badgoblin, one of the best 4-widers in the world, I think has some world record.
I have the
Wow.
combo world record
You
currently.
do have the... Oh, very
For all
impressive.
the 2 people competing for that.
True. Okay, but yeah. I mean, Nathaniel definitely showing incredible skills other than 4-wide there. Managing to find a good down stack to top catch ranking Boba out.
Alright, and we are getting into our main match.
So they just start out with catching Boba once again with the DT cannon. Nathaniel with the SDPC spin. Okay, definitely a matchup of very attack-heavy openers. Huge spike over to catching Boba's board.
And just like that, that's the opener diff. Sometimes you just get SDPC spun.
Are you sure you didn't tell him to do that? Like
I
this is
hate
100.
SDPC.
Okay, but like this. I don't, it's just open. It's opener main plus like 4-wide. I don't know. It's kind of your calling card. But that's
Look.
hilarious.
If it was my opener main plus 4-wide calling card, he'd be DPCing. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Catching Boba now really cheesed up on their board. Looking for some sort of downstack option. Has to go for a T-spin 0 to fix their board state from how cheesed up it was, and now is just stacking over the well. Can't really find great options.
Yeah, looking for a downstack here. Nathaniel just needs to send one last attack. Oh, but that 180 almost, but not quite enough to save them. And that is going to be a second point on the board.
Yeah, unfortunate there from catching Boba. Just really struggling to deal with that cheese. Once again with the DT cannon though. And Nathaniel starting off with a TKI this time instead of a more aggressive opener. Catching Boba sends... Oh, bad S-spin and the Jameis drop. Oh no, this could be fatal really quick.
And yeah, will prove to be 3-0. If you are cat drinking boba here, I think the best thing to do is just adapt to this clean garbage being sent over. The opener could prove to be an opportunity if you use it to your advantage. They seem pretty locked into this DT strategy so far, and we'll have to see if it ends up being beneficial in the long run.
Yeah, catching Boba all the way to the top does find the quad they needed and another one to follow up. But, oh, now struggling a little bit. Does need some decent pieces here. It does get most of what they need. But is it going to be enough? Still alive for now. Barely. Oh, great down stack there.
Absolutely, 11 spike with the TSS on top to boot, and they're getting down to this clean garbage. This is a huge opportunity. Sets up another TSS, but Nathaniel firing back with some clean garbage of his own. We'll have to see who ends up using it better here. Cat Drinking Boba pushed up once again, but not going to be topped out this time. Nathaniel getting a bit of cheese for troubles, but that misdrop from Cat Drinking Boba, oh no! Going to prove to be a little too much to bear.
Yeah, and this has been a quick 4-0 lead for Nathaniel, giving RT even bigger lead. This could be proved very bad for Cat Drinking Boba.
Oh my
and
god.
DPC as a whole.
Cat Drinking Boba, I'd like to say, just happened to open a natural quad PC. Didn't take it, which, I mean, why would you be looking for that if you just open, I know. But just by the nature of the queue, that was insane. Alright, but here we go. Speaking of insane, bit of an insane stack on the side of Nathaniel right now. Not going to have many great opportunities to attack until they get out. Just digging through this cheese, and Cat Drinking Boba is trying to put the pressure on as best as they can, sending over a quad into a combo there, pushing them up, and there's a bit of greed coming out on the side of Nathaniel here. We'll have to see if it comes back to bite him.
Yeah, a very aggressive stack. They're choosing to build the T-spin with the T and had to cycle all the way to the next one, but Nathaniel does get it off. Now just has to open up the well here, kind of struggling a little bit to do so, but we'll get it done eventually. And catching Boba now in a actually not terrible position, does have a down stack, and is going to push Nathaniel all the way to the top.
Absolutely. Cat Drinking Boba, great job getting back to that garbage quick, fast, and in a hurry. They just knew that they were not going to have the time to build up an attack of their own. And speaking of attack of their own, Nathaniel sending over that 12 spike, which I believe will seal the deal on a 5th round in a row. A dominant performance so far on the side of RIT.
Yeah, incredible stuff here from Nathaniel. Definitely just wants to put this match away as quickly as possible. Magic and Bubba once again with their signature DT cannon. Oh, but that bad Z misdrop is going to just struggle here right now. Has a T-spin triple setup, but only gets a T-spin single out of it. And is going to be able to clean up, question mark? Struggling to do it and does so eventually, but it's just definitely not a great start here for catching Bubba. Needs to find a way out.
Absolutely, but this clean garbage may prove the opportunity that they need. Right now, UBC looking to take all the points that they can, and this could be a great opportunity. Nathaniel out of position with these two S pieces with nowhere for them to go, and Cat Drinking Boba unfortunately making some misdrops there that prevent them from capitalizing in the moment.
Yeah, oh, and now really cheesed up is going to send a huge amount of pressure from Nathaniel, and Nathaniel already on match point up 6-0. Opportunity for a sweep here. So unfortunately, this is not NYU, and you do not get free donuts for getting a sweep.
That's an NYU policy? Yo, we might have to instate that.
Yeah, no. If you get
We
a sweep,
definitely might have to instate that if we sweep with a center forward, unbiased. Oh no, with a misdrop at the top. Cat Drinking Boba, high-key building secret grade though. Both players, a bit of an awkward stack to work with. We'll have to see how things shake out right now. 11 Spike, a pretty decent combo down, but Cat Drinking Boba by no means out of it yet. And they will have to find a way through all of the self-made and the 4-wide made cheese if they want a chance to send some attacks back at the way of Nathaniel.
Yeah, Nathaniel also managed to find their way through their stack. It was a bad misdrop, but not completely fatal, and now it's their turn to get this really nice down stack combo for a 12 spike. So Catching Bow canceled it at the same time with the spike of their own. And so, slight bad misdrop there from Catching Bow. This could prove fatal if Nathaniel can exploit. But this aggressive T-spin single donation.
Yeah, very interesting TSS Dono coming out there. And are we... Okay, I thought we were gonna see the train of TSS Donos for a second there, but no, we do just opt for the skim in that moment. But Nathaniel stacking up a bit of an attack here, and Cat Drinking Boba, well, Cat Drinking Boba actually cleaned up their stack quite nicely, and now is sitting on quite the motherload of clean garbage. Nathaniel actually with some clean garbage of his own, and is about to become a very explosive match very quickly, and Cat Drinking Boba may have misdropped at just the wrong time.
Will this prove fatal? They do get a bit of a cancel there. Let's see if Nathaniel can close this out. It's a bad board state for Catching Boba, and that will be it. Clean sweep there from Nathaniel. 8 points for RIT and none for UBC. So an impressive 16-3 start here for RIT.
Absolutely. And there we go. We are moving on to the penultimate match.
Zynex is saying you should buy counterpick here. It would be fun.
Unfortunately, I am only so paid by Zynex Strategy Industries. I will not be buying counterpick because I do want to get points.
Sure. I mean, buying counterpick off of a sweep is like... I mean, it would be funny, but, you know.
It's
probably
definitely
not
BM.
Okay, but yeah, up to you to pick down. You got this.
I think it's my time.
They're asking for you in the chat. Can we get Badgoblin playing? Is it time?
All right. Yeah. Let me lean forward, lock in. I will go next for RIT.
So it'll certainly be interesting. Someone self-commentating their own gameplay, but you know, it'll be funny. Question is, who will UBC send in response?
Also, observant viewers will have noticed that I did not elect to use 25pi25 given the absence on behalf of UBCB. This is actually a subtle nod to the fact that I hate him. So shoutouts, that's my goat.
Yeah, certainly interesting there. It's an interesting choice. I respect it. But yeah, UBC, it's now on UBC to find an answer here for the Badgoblin, who is the baddest.
But
goblin.
Honestly, in all honesty, I didn't, because he deserves his day off. He has been cooking so far in this, that he de-rusted and started learning Tetrio again specifically for CTL, and I love that. And he has been making huge strides both in and out of game in terms of improvement. He was locking in on getting the sweeps where we needed it. He locked in and got some tiebreakers where we needed it. He has been having an extremely strong showing all season. So frankly, I can accept him getting a swift 7-0 in this one.
Okay, it will be UBC sending Sean, just Sean, I guess. A SS with a 19k SS player against Badgoblin, a 21k U rank. So definitely, again, an uphill battle here for Sean, but I believe in Sean because Badgoblin is a chronic choker. Okay, anyways, didn't hear that.
Allegedly. Yeah, no, this guy's actually for the viewers at home. There's been some battle of the booths several times, and notoriously, if we get to tiebreaker, I might as well have lost the set already. It's not great.
It's okay. All sets against Badgoblin are very fun, though, at the very least. You will have a good time.
See,
it won't be a long time.
Saying that, and then I 4-wide them.
Okay, it's not saying that. It's a fun time. It's just not a long time because either I die or you die. But yeah, all right, having right into the warm up here. Badgoblin putting out a little bit of pressure. Hadn't even seen an inch of garbage on the board yet. Finally received something. Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong board. Sorry. Badgoblin, the one taking a lot of pressure and is going to downstack a little bit. Sean putting on 100 APN masterclass right now. Badgoblin with a bad set of misshots right now. Oh no, this could prove fatal if Sean can find a kill option, but oh no, the bad S misstop in the middle has to compromise on their stack. It's just getting progressively worse, and Badgoblin's most of the way out.
Absolutely. I'm just looking for the downstack as best as I can here, and was able to find it that time, but I cannot underestimate this player. They were putting out a lot of APM off rip. Seemed like they just straight up opened with 6-3, just out the gate, sending and sending and sending. So I've got to be on my toes. I cannot get lazy, and I certainly cannot get comfortable in this set.
Yeah, I was looking at Sean's board, and I thought that was Badgoblin the one setting pressure, but no, it was the other way around. Incredible stuff here from Sean. I'm telling you, what are they feeding these SSs?
I'm telling you,
they're cracked.
It's insane. The new age of Tetrio players, they're just different. They're just simply different.
Even the SS rank at this point is like terrifying.
Absolutely,
Anything
and it's
can
about
happen.
to see. We're about to see if it's going to be Fright Night for me. So let's see.
Alright, let's see what they choose to open with. Sean just going for basic 6-3 stat. Badgoblin with the PC openers. Gets 2. And Sean just wins to cancel the smartly there. Needs to get through their stack a little bit. Does get what they need. And has a great counter spike ready. Badgoblin struggling a little bit right now. Is definitely the much faster player here, but needs some quick options here. Sean is probably going to be fine if they can get through this portion of their stack. And never mind. They died. Good job, Badgoblin.
You know, sometimes you just need one divisive spike. Surge is great and all, but at the end of the day, if you can get the kill, I say go for it.
Alright, Badgoblin starting off here with TKI. Sean once again with just the 6-3 opener.
Badgoblin misdropping out of that LST. Those are calling it a source of a quote, skill issue. We'll have to see how that pans out for the rest of the match here. Managed to find an interesting TSP fix, but leaves his board a bit awkward to follow up with any pressure, so not going to be able to get the kill in that.
Yeah, bad misdrop on Sean's side of the board, and will Badgoblin be able to punish this? Hint, hint. And it looks like they will. Good job, Badgoblin. Okay, up 2-0 right now. Quick lead here for Badgoblin. Sean just kind of struggling with their stack. Can't really deal with all this pressure coming from Badgoblin. Oh no, it's 4-wide. Okay, let's see how this goes. Come on. Cheesemaker, the cheesemaker, the cheesemaker. 19 spike there, and Sean is cheesed all the way to the top of the board. Let's see if they'll
multiply there, and I'm bad, but let's see.
It's okay. You got it.
Speaking of got it though, Sean needs to get some way out right now. Not going to be able to endure this pressure indefinitely, especially as the surge is building. Looking for some way out, and Badgoblin misdrops. This could be the opportunity of a lifetime. Badgoblin sending off the Surge, but it is going to be too little too late at this point. Not able to find the kill there, and we'll have to see if Sean is able to fire back with some of the clean garbage he has newly gotten access to.
Yeah, Badgoblin all at the top does have a really clean stack though, compared to Sean, who's a little bit cheesed up right now. Doesn't really have great options. Has to skim there and is going to get pushed all the way to the top from Badgoblin's Cheshire, and that is going to be a third round for Badgoblin.
Badgoblin managing to recover his stack there. We're going to have to see if this consistency holds, or if Sean is going to find a way to start adapting to these spikes. Speaking of consistency though, an unfortunate misdrop out the gate there. This LST looking like less of an LST and more like an M-I-S-T-A-K-E. Hold on, I can do my bits.
Sean responding with a 4-wide opener of their own to show Badgoblin that it is doable for a lot of people, but no one is as good at Badgoblin, and Badgoblin gets 4-0.
Just so you know, if I lose to 4-wide, I actually do have to give him the Wumbo Twitter handle. That's why I had to sort of block it. That's how it works. It's horrendous energy.
I mean, I did steal it one time.
It's true, but I got it back. I won the set.
Okay, I see how it is.
Alright, but here we go. Into the 5th game of the set. Badgoblin looking to send over a Surge here. Going to deal some damage, but really, it could have given Sean the garbage that he needs. Fire off a counterattack if he can maintain a clean enough board state.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sean right now struggling a little bit with their stack. Does need to find a down stack here. Has some way to do so. Good, actually good couple schemes, but oh, bad misdrop at the TA spin single. And it's going to be a 5-0 lead for Badgoblin.
Yeah, just caught in a wrong place, wrong time scenario there. Badgoblin able to get the Surge off as a last-ditch effort in lieu of having the rest of the spike built up. And now, just going back into this LST again, the old reliable, or really, so far this set, the old unreliable, as it has not been working all too well.
Yeah, Sean starting off with a misdrop opener there, but Badgoblin is okay for now, after being sent a lot of garbage from Sean. Gets a really clean down stack multiplier for a 15 spike to kill Sean, and up 6-0 already. Welcome to match point.
Alright, looking to add to the RIT sweep catalog here, or if you are Sean, looking to mount the reverse sweep of the hopes and dreams here. We'll have to see, only one can be done, and we're about to find out which.
Sean, gets a great 10 spike there. Badgoblin needs to respond now. Bit of a questionable board state, but find a really clean couple skims. There's going to be A-OK with the big 12 spike. That is Sean push all the way up. Does Badgoblin close out?
Alright, and that is going to be it. Badgoblin able to take it over Sean and seal the deal for RIT in this match.
So, Badgoblin, what do you think about Badgoblin's performance that set?
Honestly, I think that Badgoblin, while he was able to hold consistently enough, had some moments of cracks there. So I think it's important, if you are Sean, to be looking for moments in the future where you can capitalize and sort of look to absorb the clean garbage that was being sent over and try to find a counter spike as best as you can. I think a lot of what it came down to was giving Badgoblin too much time to build attacks, and when he was allowed to sort of get Surge or get those down stack combos off, that was when it sort of flipped on his head, even though Sean's pressure out of the gate was probably stronger.
Yeah, Sean had just really clean 6-3 stacking, but sometimes just bad misdrops or just responding to 4-wide cheese. It can get really tough fighting against a U rank who's like at least the whole PPS faster than you. So a great attempt there from Sean, and it looks like RT will once again be picking blind picking, and it will be 25-25.
All right.
I believe Alpha Robotics, who is a 20k U rank, so definitely not, anything to scoff at. 25-25, technically rated lower.
Sorry, I forgot I said I wouldn't. All right.
Oh no.
Hold on.
Oh no.
We'll go. Oi boingo.
Oh, okay. Aren't they the same TR? It's like far off. Okay. Oi boingo.
Just about, but I forgot I was giving Sek his due.
Alright, well, it looks like it will be a much different matchup. Oink Boingo, a 19,900 SS rank versus a 20k Alpha Robotics, only about like 200 TR separating, so this could actually be a very close match between the two.
All right. The Let's Go Ethanol chants mounting in chat, and it is time to get in to the final match.
Let's see if Alpha Robotics can show the dominance of U-Ranks here, or if Oibongo can show the power of the New Age SSs. And into warm-up we go.
Yo, DC cannon?
Okay.
Never mind, we're good, we're locked.
There's like a 7-second difference between the two, but okay.
That's the type of stuff they could be giving me in my TL matches. Shout out. Anyway, back to the match. We've got Oi Boingo looking for a clean way out of this. A bit cheesed up at the moment. Meanwhile, Ethanol, Alpha Robotics, whatever you want to call them, looking for a clean attack of their own as they get this nice combo out and set up a TSD to boot.
Yeah, Alpha Robotics kind of just has a really clean flank there. Oibongo trying to skim out of it a little bit. Has the opportunity for a T-spin single, goes for it, but oh, bad pieces to follow up. Wait, did have a skim to get out though. Yeah, if they skimmed the S and used the I for the quad, it was livable, but it's just a one-off.
Alright, and into the main set we go.
Okay.
This is the last chance for UBCB to put some more points on the board, and I'm sure that Alpha Robotics intends to do just that.
So, Oibongo starting off with this PCO right now. Alpha Robotics with the MS2, I believe. Going to wait and tank. Gets a great 14, 15, 16, 17 spike in response.
Alright, and again, I love this methodical play coming out from Alpha Robotics here. Just waiting for the prime opportunity, and just like that, able to close it out in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, great stuff there from Ethanol. Finding the quick spike that they needed. Oibongo once again with looks like an attempt at a TKI, but seems to have misdropped it. It's going to be fine, gets a couple spins that they need, and it's like both players are relatively even.
Absolutely. Ooh, interesting decision there. Alpha Robotics has an interesting setup. I think they were looking for the multiplier. They're not going to be able to find it. They had canceled out of the TSD to do that, though, so now they are left in a bit of an awkward position. Boingo looking to capitalize, but not going to be able to find the finishing blow that would seal them the deal there. Very nice skim, though, to get off a quad into TSD. Not going to do the job just yet, but still looking to keep this pressure up. Alpha Robotics push to the top, a bit of an awkward queue themselves. Both players just looking to put on as much pressure as they can.
A bad team shot there, but great spins from Ethanol to get out of that position. And Boingo, yeah, now it just has a 9-0 in response. It's a lot cleaner than Alpha Robotics, but Alpha Robotics finds a nice 13 spike into a T misdraw.
Absolutely, and Boingo at the very top right now, going for a bit of a greedy play, but does find the skims out in order to keep on going, and finds another TSD to cancel off that incoming garbage, and now it is going to be about digging down through this cheese.
Alright, Alpha Robotics, he's not putting on the pressure, since Boingo all the way top. Oh, bad eye placement. It's a bad miss drop. Let's see if we can get out, and looks like there's going to be no, and yet another round for Alpha Robotics. Right now, let's see. The start is Alpha Robotics once again with the MS2. Oibongo just going for a T-spin double opener, and is just going to go into this mid game. Alpha Robotics still waiting for the tank.
Yeah, and that is your classic tank to counter spike.
And it worked. We got the kill. A third round for Alpha Robotics.
Absolutely.
Oh, that Umich drop. It looked like they almost had enough pressure to kill there, but it looks like Oibunko will have a way out of this. It has a really nice well now. It's a 10 spike, and that will be finally Oibunko getting on the board.
Oh no, unfortunate misdrop there on the part of Alpha Robotics. Going to be left much more out of position than usual. And yeah, we see this really awkward stack, going to be able to find a T-spin quad out of it, but that might have been more fuel to the fire now, as Oibunko going to be able to start putting the pressure on that we know they can apply when they are given time.
Yeah, Alpha Robotics already has 4 back-to-back built up. Is going to build on that. He does detect the surge break, and that will be enough to push Oibunko up, who just didn't have a great stack there.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha Robotics once again starting off with MS2. Oibunko with this PCO once again does have a solve, chooses to go for it. That's going to be a lot of clean guards for Alpha Robotics to work with pretty soon.
Absolutely, always dangerous. Giving a Plonker clean, you are putting them on their home turf, so you've got to be sure that you're going to be able to survive whatever gets sent back your way. Oh, and speaking of, this is a 13 into a 12, huge amounts of damage, and that misdrop for Oibunko are going to seal the deal.
Yeah, just quick spikes there, and Oibunko just always getting caught out in these, like, you know, awkward positions, can't really find a down stack. Oibunko once again with the T-spin double, and Alpha Robotics once again with the smart tank. Now going to finally attack back.
Oh my god, almost a RNG quad PC on the part of Oibunko, not going to quite find it there. And Alpha Robotics starting to build up a bit of a surge here. Oibunko misdropping as well. This could be a prime time to spike if they are able to do so. Still building the surge.
Yeah,
Time's not
11. It's gonna be enough.
And yes, it will, despite the down stack.
Yeah, interesting stuff here. Alpha Robotics finding like a big back-to-back break and just Oibunko unable to respond. Let's see if it can be a similar case here. Once again, the tank into counterattack here for Alpha Robotics. Spike coming up.
What a spike! But Oibunko living! Has to get out now though. Does manage to find their way to the clean, but picking a bit of a greedy option, manages to get off unscathed. Still looking for a way out. Oh, but that TSS, not sure I agree with that, but they do manage to find a pretty good combo out of it. But again, opting for these T-spins instead of the combos down could prove fatal if continued, and that surge being sent over going to be so dangerous. The damage is being poured on, but Oibunko bursting at the top, managing to survive.
Yeah, Alpha Robotics struggling right now to really find that kill. Oibunko always managing to find an option that keeps them alive just for 1 second longer. It seems to be working. Alpha Robotics, yeah, at the bottom of the board, nothing built up. And now it's Oibunko's turn to send right back.
Insane survival there, going to live to stack another day, but just as we say that quickly, again, Alpha Robotics building up this surge, so dangerous, and Oibunko needs to get down now.
An awkward position here, does have the eyepiece that they need, but they're gonna need so much more, and this is a 10 spike from Ethanol, and that will close it out, a 7-1 victory. And UBC does actually manage to win a set, so yeah, great stuff there from UBC.
Excellent work, and that is going to close it out for RIT versus UBCB. All right. What are your thoughts on that match overall?
Definitely, I think RIT had the much stronger team going into it. UBC kind of struggling there. You didn't even have a player that and it was kind of important for them to. So it was just a really tough matchup going into it. I do think some the play, especially Ethanol played extremely well there in their set. But yeah, I think a very dominant performance for RIT, clearly.
Yeah, I think that just overall, the potentially 15-point swing that the absence can be is really, really tough to deal with. And that's just an unfortunate fact of CTL because, like, I mean, frankly, if you're not around, you're just not around. And sometimes you're not going to be able to be around.
Oh, okay. I think we're doing interviews now. So I think we should interview the RIT captain. Let's invite Badgoblin onto stage. Yeah, so we're
Oh, yeah, hold on. Yeah, hi. I just want to say I'm really proud of my team. That's my goats. This is my first time being involved in CTL in really any way, and I could not have asked for a better set of players to work with. Honestly, just from the beginning, I was really, really excited for the potential that we had as a team because I knew that we could not only bond as friends, but frankly improve as players as well. And I think I saw both throughout the season.
Yeah, very interesting stuff there. So, how do you feel about RIT's future as a team going forward?
I'm pretty excited. RIT's team is sort of an immersed facet of the Action Puzzle Club, which is a club which, as you might imagine, includes lots of action puzzle games, not just Tetrio, not even just Stackers. We've got Panel de Pon, we've got Puyo, we've got all kinds of stuff going. So I think there is for sure a future, and I am looking forward to see what it is.
Stuff there. I believe we try to interview anyone from UBC now. Oh, and I believe Ethanol's in here, waiting for a pending interview.
Oh, hello.
Ethanol. Hello.
Hey, hello.
So, how was that set for you? Or just the match in general? Any thoughts?
I mean, the odds were really stacked against us. I think we did the best we could, and I tried to pick just so my players would get to play players that were more around their level, rather than go for strategies like fodder or sacrificing or whatever. Just that kind of thing.
Absolutely. That is a super, super respectable captain mentality, because at the end of the day, when you step back from all of the game theory and all of the matches and all of the brackets and all the score lines, you're playing Tetrio to have fun. And frankly, providing that should be as much of a priority as a captain as getting the wins in the first place. So I'd just love to see that.
For sure, yeah. I was also quite surprised you guys didn't send out the fabled X rank 25-5.
Sorry, I think you mean notable SS rank 25-5, 25. Sorry, notable unranked player 25-5, 25. No, I've been giving him stuff all season, so I figured he deserved a break this time. So
I see. Yeah. Also, broke my heart a little when I saw you forwarding my beloved Sean. I felt like that was a little unnecessary given the TR difference.
Listen, I don't forward as BM. It's truly ingrained in my play. It's just how I am.
I'm just kidding.
Nature versus nurture, and both of mine are bad.
I will say I'm very impressed with a lot of your gameplay, and especially from your SS ranks, definitely showing a lot of heart and character there. I do expect great things from UBC, so yeah, congratulations. Do you have any thoughts going forward about the team or anything?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely very happy with the performance of the players, of the UBCB players. I think they did very well considering the TR difference of the players they were up against.
Honestly, yeah, that was a great showing from all around, and it was very, very enjoyable to play that match against you. So GG's all around.
I think we should probably end the stream soon, so we will hand it to Pooh here.
Yes, indeed. Thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you have really enjoyed your CTL content today as much as I have, and I look forward to seeing you all in the future.
Yeah, Yeah, thank you everyone who tuned in for the stream.
Oh my goodness. Hello everyone. I am Plu, and I'm here to give you your bi-weekly CTL thanks. So first, I would like to thank the UBC Esports sponsors, Rogers, Drunk Deer, and Sprung Studios. I would also like to thank our organizers, Boat Hotel, Doey, Lavani, Fizzle, KRH, Oars, Trooper 4907, and M. Macroni. And I would also like to give a special thanks to Osk for making Tetrio as well as for promoting our tournament. Oars for designing the matchmaking overlays. Xynix for designing our Tetrio badge. And Garbo for also helping with the overlays. And finally, last but not least, I would like to thank our commentators, Science Cyber and Badgoblin, and also Cowbow, who commentated today. Special shout out to Badgoblin for being willing to step up and commentate despite this being his match, as we were a little bit short on commentators today, but he was like, you know what, I'll do it, and I'll commentate my own match, and it was, well, I hope it was entertaining. Another special shout out to the rest of the commentators, Big Joe, Chillhopper, Doey, Kapuru, Lavani, FanXT, Spherical, TGK, the Davo Tigger, Trooper 4907, and I forgot to add a very also important commentator who showed up last time, which is Ethanol. Oh my goodness. Anyways,
I think you also forgot to shout out Blue.
oh my
Good
god,
job,
true,
Plu.
that's me. Oh my god, shout out Plu. Anyways, another thanks to you guys for watching the stream. And sorry about the mic issues. Apparently I had mic issues. Oops, my bad. Oh well. Thanks for listening to the whole thing. And if you didn't already know, this is the last match we will have for the lower league. And for the upper league, we will be going into playoffs. And there will be no matches next week. Playoffs are scheduled for next week. There may or may not be scheduling changes. We will be discussing that. But do note that we will not be having any matches or streams next week. So tune in at least 2 weeks in advance. Wait, what am I saying? In at least 2 weeks for our next matches. Yay! Yay! And I think that's all from me. Do we have any closing comments from Badgoblin and Science Cyber?
I just want to again give you a special shout out, putting all this together, wrangling all the teams, all the commentators. The amount of work that Plu puts into these on the back end is insane. I feel like I'm seeing so many messages on the administration side of the CTL experience, and half of them are Plu. And that's my goal. That's hands-on TO right there. And of course, a proud rep of the University of British Columbia, who we saw play today. So very, very huge shout outs once again.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Blue, for organizing this, and I'm very excited for playoffs. So we CTL have a lot in store for everyone who is watching. Please tune in next time, and you'll see great matches.
Yes, very well said from both of our commentators today. And be sure to tune in next time. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Bye.